Welcome back to the newest episode. You threw me off, Drew. Welcome back to the latest episode of the Red Wagon Inn. So glad to have all of you joining us here tonight. This will be the last week we have with Jakey boy before he comes back. He's learning how to drive, so we gotta drive ourselves right into the ground based on what happened in the last week's episode. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for those who joined for Halloween as well. Verity and by any other name already killing it in the comments over there with all of these subs to everybody. Absolutely loving all that we're seeing here. We have so much for you today. There's so much to talk about as far as what happened on Inktober as well. And we've got some cool token giveaways that the players are not going to like this time around, let me say. So, excited for that one. We do have a few minor things to shill, if I'm correct. Drew, this one's not about you, but do you have your thing to shill? Also, everyone, congratulate Brie in the chat for her giant cheeseburger.
That's a good cheeseburger. Loki's excited about this shill too. Hey, I'm going to put a command in chat right now. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Go check out our Discord, as some wonderful people in the Discord are setting up for Winter Warlock. It's kind of like a white elephant or Secret Santa that's done in our Discord. So if you like the peeps here in this chat, and if you like us, I know some of us also get involved too. So yeah, go do it. Go check it out.
Come be your own little winter warlock and get gifts from possibly some of us. And a lot of us are dice makers, and a lot of people in the chat are dice makers. So I have some inclination on what might be given away. Anybody else have anything before I talk Inktober? Perfect. We also have the Halloween episode. If you missed that one, it's going to go up tomorrow on YouTube. It should be tomorrow. That was so much fun. Jackie, Alex, Drew, thank you for joining in on that one. Absolutely a blast. So if you haven't checked that one out, it's not canon. It was different characters, but there's a cool couple tie-ins in there. So I hope you'll enjoy that one if you go check that one out. We already got a hype train.
It's canon?
What? Well, yeah, it's canon.
Yeah. It's canon.
Yeah, it's canon. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It's canon. Yeah, so hype train already going. It's gonna be a good day. My shill is go check out my video coming out tomorrow that I did in collaboration with Drew, where I made Dicey Encounters dice, and I made these blood splatters dice. Because if you didn't know,
even when I don't shill for myself, I have someone shill for me.
Yep, because literally I shilled so hard I made them. The new Dexter season is out, and so these are some blood splatter dice, and I tried really hard to make them look like glass on a slide, so I think they look pretty darn good. Inktober. We got so much to talk about, so let's get started with it. There is so much art. I cannot possibly show it without us starting at like 7 o'clock tonight. Depending on your time zone. That would be an hour from now is the joke. But there's so much art, and it's all so good. I want to show you a few from some of the main contenders who put stuff up. So Arcane Fired is amazing. They've put the most by far. They completed almost every single day of Inktober, and for some days they even put more than one specific, I guess, submission. And so I want to go ahead and say right now, Arcane, because there's 31 days in October, Arcane wins 31 inspos and GFYs to dole out as they choose. It was every day. Arcane already said it in the comments. So congratulations, 31 inspos and GFYs to give out as you choose. Don't do it here, though, because there were so many people that participated in Inktober. If you did participate, go to the Inktober Discord and just say, hey, I'm giving however many you did. Say you did 10 submissions and you want to give 5 inspos to Emma, 3 inspos to me, and 2 GFYs to XC. Put that in the comments. Or you can just give them all to XC. That's totally fine, too. So if you did do those, make sure you go into the Inktober, say how many you did and where you're giving them to and where you're going to allocate them. Next week, we will see where everybody's inspos and GFY totals are. Some people may be getting a lot of new items. Some people may lose all the fingers on their hands, depending on how many GFYs are given to them. So that could be fun, Winter.
I just want to say...
I feel targeted.
Halloween puns were not XC, okay?
I'm also trying really hard to not make it look like I'm sponsored by a certain fast food place. I am interested though. If you want to contact me,
I wouldn't know what it is because you're
Mm.
upside down, so I don't know any W like under arches in America.
I know
They're if they were golden arches, I would know what they are.
the yellow curves.
The yellow butt of Australia. But there's a few pieces of art I want to show from there that are highlights from Arcane. One, they did Ormel, which was amazing. The kind of ring buyer that you all came across. That was one of my favorite ones that they did. They did so many great things. And then this one was just... Alex and I are very featured in this one with our... But this is illogical with Ritter and XC. So there's so many great Inktober things. Go check those out. Outside of Inktober, I do want to highlight a few other things. So Sunday Bar has been not even participating in Inktober, just been doing an art blast. So they have just absolutely killed it. Here's an art that is a dance contest between Campaign 1 and Campaign 2. See how many Easter eggs you can find in there. It's amazing. They did the Campaign 1 characters hanging out and then the Campaign 2 characters as college students hanging out. I love that Ritter is deemed the college student who just sits there and eats ramen all day. It's a self-insert character, They also did a comic strip with all of the Campaign 2 characters in college as Ordell's trying to get everybody to actually hang out. And then so this is just many things, but this one might be my favorite. The Golden Lich looking DM fan art. For the gold, it's already amazing. The Lich look, this is definitely going to be a creature in my world now because it's just too good. So well done, Sunday Bar, for all those pieces of art. Another huge fan art. This one has to be highlighted purely because it was so much effort and so much work. Blue Badger did dice art for all the characters. All of them.
Mind blown.
Are all killer. Ashrin has her own, and the blood splatter's pretty close to what I was doing with my shell art, so it's great. They also did a set of Emma dice with the purple and the green. So good. A set of Ordell dice. They said that they made this one prior to Ordell's transformation. Same colors still apply. And I love the kind of fiery multi-tone inking in there. Well done. Winter has their own almost nuclear zombie look to it. Absolutely love it. And XC has his, which are kind of rusty and also nuclear in a way. So I think it's just awesome. Hype Train again. That's all the art that I'm going to be able to show without this taking an hour. Huge thank you to everybody who participated in Inktober. We're so synchronized every time we do that, guys. It's great. We sound so good. So thank you all for participating in that. Can't wait to see where all your inspos and GFYs go. Why don't we go ahead and roll for recap real quick? And while we roll for recap, there's going to be 2 giveaways tonight, 2 tokens. I'm going to change it up tonight purely because I think the players need to know ahead of time for what these tokens are going to be. 2 tokens are available, and they are the tokens of reset. Completely blanks all of your GFYs. You don't have any more GFYs or inspos. You don't have either of them. If you want to use it to blank your GFYs, you get rid of the inspos. So if I win as a viewer, I can say, let's blank out XC's inspos and GFYs. You come back with a clean slate.
The cube mode.
the cube mode. So 2 reset tokens for inspos and GFYs, which could be very good, or it could cost somebody quite a lot of items. So excited for those tokens. What did everybody roll on their recap? I got an 18.
Got a 13?
Winter. We'll come back, actually, based on the face. Emma?
Brie, I hope you feel good about this. I got a 2, so if you didn't beat a 2...
I do feel good about that.
XC?
I got a 2 as well.
I got a 9.
Oh. All right.
Where's Drew's dice? I should roll that.
I feel confident about this.
Do you want to do Cards Against Humanity rules or dice rules for this one?
Ooh.
Cards Against
DM
Humanity
choice.
rules.
All right,
Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity. Who pooped last?
Oh. I think probably Alex, unless...
Probably
me,
Alex.
yeah, for sure.
It's been a week since I... Great. Well, then, Alex, you don't have to do the recap. Drew, you lose. You should have pooped sooner, my friend. Your turn for the recap.
That's all right. That's all right. So I'm gonna start off by just saying last week was a thing, and here at Red Wagon Inn, things can get a little bit crazy. Long story short, session starts with the group separating from Ordell and the others. Emma gave up her patron. Thus, we met a shadowy, bony figure, perhaps a deity, perhaps not. And with that, they were teleported over to this big colossal machine, or over by it. They slept so they could prepare for it. They wake up in the morning, and they just see this farmer guy down there. They go to investigate. Dude's kind of sketch. They talk to him, doesn't give the right information. And then Emma kind of just Thanos the guy, and he just flitters off after finding out he was an undead trying to go back to the machine. They try and figure out how to go up into the machine, and after a few failed attempts, Emma decides to freebird into the machine and almost die very badly. And is saved thanks to Winter, who casts Levitate and gets up top, and then eventually levitates everybody up top, and everybody gets inside. The group starts to go upstairs. XC stays at the bottom. Emma's like, hold on, I don't want to separate the group, but then separates the group and goes back to XC with the others going the opposite way. They encounter some vampire spawn who are in there, and then XC and Emma also encounter I believe it was Coax who is down there. Anyways, they fight. Emma's got a shield with daylight on it. XC's like, and the others are running, and then things are happening, and then long story short, some vamp spawns got burned, and then we've got Ashrin who pulls a lever and then causes the whole thing to start crashing to the ground, and that's pretty much where we are.
Perfect. Inspo to you, if you can tell me the call sign for Ordell and Ashrin, since they have been using the Bluetooth stones.
As in the same ones as normal? It's Ashy Booty and Flame Baby.
Perfect. Inspo to you. Well done on the recap, my friend. Does anybody have anything else? I have one more thing before we get started. Since you did the recap, I might as well show them now. Emma has 2 new pieces of art. One is done by our Jakey boy. If you remember, Emma's flames changed from green to purple, and you'll see it below Drew's little character portrait there now. But Jakey killing the art as usual, as he do. Props to him while he's not. I'd never say this to his face, but he's a beautiful and talented artist. But don't tell him that. But Drew also had, I think, some art commissioned by Zen Was Taken, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Of Emma inside the ring, and it's so good looking. Too bad you gave that ring up, but it's
Well,
good.
that's why
It's good looking
I had
art.
the other piece of art made for it too. So,
True.
That's...
There's one of Emma looking up at the purple sky, but we'll leave that one for when it's purple sky appropriate time. But great recap. How about we just jump right into it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn as Q screams from all of the party because you're all falling. There is
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
So to recap for everybody, just briefly on what is currently happening and set the scene for where the party is. There's a giant floating pillar. If you think, because I've seen the movie recently and loved the interpretation of it, the spice harvester factories from Dune, the new one, not the old one, the new one where they're sucking up sand. This is basically doing the same thing, except it's converting it into oil, which converts it into magical clouds that helps vampires not be in the sun. It's floating about 100 feet up in the sky, and from there it's just creating a huge plume of smoke and creating this like quarry below it. From there, everybody went up there. They're inside this giant rusted metal, almost pill or capsule-like monstrosity, and there were 3 levers, one of which stopped the suck of the sand and stuff and the ore and things that turned into clouds and oil. One of them kept the castle or factory afloat. Brie gets her inspo for the little baby. little Zoe over there. She's so cute. And one lever caused it all to fall right down. Or one of them didn't keep it up. It kept it up or sent it down. And then the other one spewed out everything. When Ashrin ran back down, as Winter, Ashrin, and Ritter are currently together in this control room where the door is that would lead outside, Ashrin pulled the levers that sent oil shooting out from inside of this machine onto the ground 100 feet down. It is jettisoned out, as well as the giant floating capsule is now falling with everyone inside it. Exy and Emma are currently zombie shooting like fish in a barrel, as Emma's got the shield of daylight and Exy is popping them off one after another. But Exy and Emma, you suddenly find yourself in a free fall, as does Ashrin, Winter, and Ritter in a separate room. A heckin' doing me a heckin' concern there, as what are we doing? Because currently Exy, Emma, and the vampires begin floating in this room full of barrels and oil. You see a very almost instantaneous whirlpool of oil from the center of this room jettisoned out and downwards out of this floating capsule. You can hear the gushing wind and almost feel it pull you downwards before you suddenly feel the whole thing shake and you begin to float lifelessly as the oil shoots down and out of this capsule.
I think Ashrin would reactively, because she's the one, obviously, like, it's instantaneous, right? After I pull it.
Yep, it's not a slow descent. It just begins falling.
I think I would reactively put both up again.
Okay, you want to close both?
Yes.
How are you going to do that without any footing on the floor?
I don't know.
You can try and just use pure muscle with no footing on these, what we mentioned before were very heavy levers. It will just be quite difficult to do so, as Winter, you and Ritter begin floating up next to her. Is that what you're planning to do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an athletics check. Oops, my bad, says Bobakeen.
That's a 5.
Oh no. We're all
Good.
gonna die.
Winter, you see Ashrin holding on to the lever, preventing her from flying up any further as you and Ritter begin to slowly ascend.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Shit. So she's holding onto the lever, so she's alright. We're gonna get turned into... Well, she's more alright than us.
You're nearby enough to where you could try and grab it if you'd like. Magmatoon wants to reroll Jackie's strength save because I think they have a reroll token if they would like. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that then. Jackie, why don't you reroll that strength save?
Dungeon Keeper dice, let's go.
It rerolls everything, but nobody else has rolled anything yet, so.
Oh no.
Okay, that is now probably not enough. 14.
Solid. Winter, you see Ashrin struggling with the heavy mechanical controls here. These are very much like an industrial complex. They're meant to keep the lever in one spot and not have it accidentally move from one direction to another. As Ashrin struggles to pull it, you're not sure if she's going to be able to get it or not.
You probably already said this, but is the lever up or down?
Currently down.
Down, so she's got to pull it up.
Correct.
And are we getting sucked up?
You're in a free fall with this. You have seconds truly to react.
Okay, can I try and also grab hold to one of the levers?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just so that I don't
Fly
so
too
I
far
have
up.
fly. Yeah.
Good. Ritter will also try. If you're just trying to grab on to hold on, like an anchor point, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and Ritter then roll a dex save. So he's going to
Of
try and
course,
do the
it's a
same.
deck save. That makes 100% sense, but you know, you cut my finger off, so I'm not good at that.
2 fingers.
There's a finger for you. But I did roll a 17.
17, perfect. You and
Yes.
Ritter reach out and grab on. You're slowly, Ashrin kind of reacted before you, so you just kind of grab onto her arm, which she's anchoring you there, and Ashrin, the weight is almost pulling you enough to be able to pull it. During this time, Emma and XC, you find yourselves slowly floating upwards with a hole now in the center of the room. Now that you're kind of up, maybe about 10 feet off the ground, you can see the hole leading downwards and see that this thing is tumbling down. You have mere moments to react.
Couple of quick questions about, or reactions about that.
Yep.
Since Emma was in front of me directly, acting as like a bit of like a human shield,
Mm-hmm.
As soon as something happened, in this case, we became weightless, I would have grabbed onto Emma so that we're a single unit.
Okay.
As much as possible.
Not a problem. Since you're next to him, yeah, I won't even make you roll for that.
Yeah, considering if something, this could be a spell, whatever the case is. Now, can I compute quick enough what is happening so I know that this whole thing's falling?
Yes, with being able to see now that you're both kind of slowly floating up, you can absolutely recognize what's happening.
All right, and I can roughly guess how long it's going to take to hit the ground.
Roll me a intelligence check, just a straight int mod.
I can do that. I'm not that smart. I will use one of my inspos. My last one, actually. Oh god, I'm not taking that too. That's better. 18.
18, yes. You could see that it's going to take you about 10 seconds before you hit the ground. So a round and a half.
I turn to Emma, or kind of holding on to Emma. This would have been a really good time for you to still have that ring. And then at the 8-second mark past, I'm then going to cast Featherfall on both of us.
Ooh. Emma, what are you doing during this time as XC kind of grabs around underneath your arms to hold on to you?
Emma just kind of looks around and says, guess it's as good of a day as any to die.
Right. So
He's not a third. Sorry.
Also, I've run out of my amulet of the 5 dragons, right? Like I use a
yeah,
plus
you had to
one.
use all 5.
Sure, cool, just checking.
Okay.
Okay. So we're done here. Just to clarify,
Can I do anything else?
you tell me. You have just a few seconds. Your reaction
Yes,
was to just hang on to Asher, and I thought that might
I
have been
wanna,
it.
we've got a round and a half. Is that 2?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I like hold onto her and cast levitate, because I'm a levitate machine now apparently,
Yeah.
on Ashrin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I look at Ritter and I say, I shrug.
So Ritter's currently holding on to Ashrin. He might drag all 3 of you down. Do you quite literally kick the man off to save the 2 of you?
I'm not gonna kick him off, but I do think it's quite. What is it? We've looked this up before. I think it's like a decent amount of weight.
It's
500 pounds.
500 pounds.
I thought it was 250. 500 actually will be able to hold all 3 of you, no problem. Yeah, so if it's 500, check that real quick.
Let me make sure.
Because that might matter.
Up to 500 pounds.
Okay.
Up to 500 pounds.
I've
Yeah.
briefly, I thought they've had 3 weeks. They could think of something together. And you were like, yes, we grab onto the thing. It's like, oh,
You
well
know
done.
we don't do our homework.
Yeah, true.
Well, at least I don't. The others probably do.
Also, side note, after we survive the fall, then there's the flames. Just-
No, that's coming. So, as
Hey,
you all
I did what I could.
see the hill, like tower that you were in, fall downwards. XC, Emma, you see the vampires float up with you, several of them grabbing on very much like Spider-Man with their hands touching the wall, enough to keep them held there with their spider walking abilities. But right before you see the impact of the ground, XC, with some of the new techniques you've been studying, you throw down a field of electrical discharge that allows you and Emma to float, repelling you from the ground. However, being that this thing falls quickly, it quickly shoots you up about halfway up this chamber that you're in with all of this oil, as you see the great tower slam into the ground. Winter, Ashrin, and Ritter, you can see out the closed door window into the fields to the side. Being that this tower falls downward, you're not in a very tall room. casting levitate on you keeps you in the same spot. You're actually slammed against the top part of this thing as it now collides with your floating body. Luckily, it's towards the end because you said that at the very end is something that you're doing. So, being that you're holding on to Ashran Winter, as this thing hits you and Ritter, roll me a strength save. Ritter got a 19. What'd you get?
And that 20,
Oh, a natty 20. Fantastic. So,
which is still 20.
Winter, Ashran, and Ritter, as the top part of this room, just bare metal, slams against you. It pushes you downwards, but the force of the levitation causes Winter and Ritter to just hold on to Ashran's arms, leaving you about 15 feet safe off of the ground in which this begins to crumple. As it does so, the metal kind of compacts upwards. You are very lucky not to have been at the bottom, as the floor of this thing becomes a jagged pile of spiked, shaved metal as the whole bottom clumps downwards. Not only that, the door boom flies off of the hinges, and all of the oil that you expelled onto the ground that is nearby in the dirt rains upwards in sparks of metal, and fire goes flying upwards before it lands down at the front of the door, and flaming oil begins to slowly trickle its way into the room that you're in. There is a small opening between your part of the ceiling in which you're levitating against and the door. Being that you got hit by this giant thing and it was kind of jarring, you all take not that much, 3 points of bludgeoning damage. The levitation really helped. On to XC and Emma. As you two are about halfway through the chamber when the final collapse actually hits, all the vampires are holding themselves onto the wall, but the sudden downward acceleration, just the stopping force of this tower falling onto the ground causes all of them to have to roll a strength save to see if they hold onto the wall or if they splat into now what you see is a jetted column of sharp metal, dirt, oil, and fire shooting upwards from this bottom floor.
We'll be fine.
So, you see all of the fleshed vampire spawn fly downwards, and you hear the clumps of them hitting the ground, as well as the titanic ship-like bending of metal splatting against the ground. However, Coax, with his strong Warforged body, is able to hold on to the metal a lot more easily, and now sits eye to eye from you, 5 feet away, holding on to the metal as you float nearby. I see you're kind of holding up Emma, who has her shield there. Below you is a pool of sharp metal, rock, and flaming oil. Down is not an option anymore. There are several ledges here that have kind of chute-ways where oil barrels were coming downwards and filling up that vat. But that's not very big, and you might have to try and crawl your way through there to find a way out. And they were all lined with oil, and fire is slowly going up here. Let's start with Winter, Ashran, and Ritter. What are the three of you doing?
Well, at least we know what the levers do now.
Right. So with levitate, can we push in a direction? We can.
Yeah, actually just kind of, I can make you go up, and then you just kind of have to, like, swim and, like, push off things.
Okay, I could do that.
We get out of here quick. There's fire coming in the hole.
Yep, don't get too comfortable, Ritter.
Ritter, kick.
Like with dangling legs in the air. As he's taller than Winter, and Ashran is kind of able to lay flat and float there, he's holding on to just like his arms around your waist there and just kind of dangling Ashran. So his feet are getting licked by the fire here. So he's going to take some burn damage as you're trying to get out of this area. So he takes 3 fire damage. Ritter's okay. He's not bloodied yet, but he's not doing great.
What are you doing? Lift your legs up, you psychopath. Pendulum.
I think I dislocated my arm in the crash.
Oh.
Are you trying to float towards that stairway? Is that the plan?
Is it up or is it just across?
It's across because the bottom got crumpled, so you're basically going through what is the top of the doorway. Is that the plan? You could try and get out of the door of this tower. There is a fire blocking its way. However, a little fire damage may prevent an explosive damage later, depending on what you view as the most viable option.
How much fire is it?
So it's on the
Like,
ground, so you're floating.
Small campfire?
I would say no. Like, the whole area below there is a field of fire.
Okay, so you would classify that as like several small campfires.
Several plus.
Can I try and prestidigitation any of it out of the way?
You can absolutely try. There's currently oiled fire running its way down into this hole with you all. Is that what you're trying to do?
And we did that, right? We put the oil everywhere because we thought it was a
yeah,
good
because you
idea.
shot it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and like point at it and be like,
So as you
prestidigitation.
holding on to Ashran's arm, you shoot a jet of magic, which barely pushes the oil that is flaming. Instead of rolling further into the room, you actually halt it for a moment. But much like magma hitting a barrier, it's building up now. And so whenever you release this, it's going to be a bad time if you're still in this room. Ashran, where are you trying to fly?
There's a little opening somewhere, right?
Yep, either up the stairs, which leads further into the tower. Hopefully you can find a way out. Or there is the exposed side of the tower where the door was that leads outside. There's a field of fire you would have to get through and get out at some point, but it does lead outside.
Winter.
You're kind of steering the ship, so we'll say, where are you flying? Levitating.
Up or out? Up.
I'm not really doing much about making that not be a fire, so probably the area with the least amount of fire.
During your indecision, Ritter takes another 5 fire damage as his legs are burned.
Damn it, Ritter! Tuck your legs.
You going up?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to the doorway, which is enough for Winter, Ashran, and Ritter to hop off of Ashran's levitating self and climb up the stairs now, if that's something that you're planning to do. Winter, you could still hold that, but as soon as you let go, that room that you were in, it's not going to be viable anymore.
I'm gonna hold it as much as I can. It also does say that I can have 3 of those effects happening at the same time. So I want to try and like stack it as much as possible to control it as much as I can, and leave it until we're like clear of the room.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. So just expending more effort in that way, correct? Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 3 of you get to the stairway as Winter holds off the fire briefly before you begin running upwards and trying to find a way out. We'll come back to you in a minute. Emma and XC, you now find yourselves staring face to face with Coax, who holds himself on the wall.
As we're staring face to face, my both arms are around Emma. My left arm heads up, heading towards Coax's face, and I announce 011001010 011011110 011001000, and then shoot in the head.
And you shoot in the head. That came just kind of at the very end of it unexpectedly. Okay, yes. For English viewers, might you translate the, what was it, 7-letter?
End. It just
End?
says
Okay.
end.
End. Perfect. So yeah, Emma, during this time, what are you doing?
Preparing a spell.
Okay.
That's gonna go off right after the shot to the head.
Okay. So we'll have this kind of both go off thematically at the same time, as you'll get an action before Coax does. So what are the 2 of you doing?
If we can, we kind of figured this shot will probably propel us backwards a little bit, then giving Drew some space to cast. But
Got it.
thematically.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll go with yours first, then XC. Yeah, go ahead and do your shot real quick.
Alrighty, in the head. Well, I am not going to say no to that. That is a 20 plus numbers.
A natural 20, some might say.
Natural 20.
I like it. Go ahead and give me that damage.
Might not need to do anything.
XC has this mode
I've used
where
up
he
all my
auto
crits, man.
crits on any boss entity.
Yo.
It's the special feat I took at level 3, right?
Ah, yeah.
All right. So this comes to a total of
Numbers.
that comes
542.
to 32 damages.
32 damages. Let me get the coax thing here real quick. Okay. As you fire once into coax, the bullet, aiming to try and completely scramble his, not circulatory, his circuit system inside his brain. As you fire once, you see the bullet bend the metal on his helmet casing backwards, so it doesn't quite penetrate all the way. He's barely up and alive.
As Emma mocks Exy by taking her finger into a finger gun and does a 3rd level guiding bolt.
Perfect. Yeah. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I'll take it. 14 plus 7, so 21.
Definitely hits.
Get ready to get wrecked. All right. 5 plus 4 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. Plus 4 is
Numbers. What level did you cast the spell at?
3rd.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Plus
it shouldn't be that many.
4 is 16, so that's 20. And so 23 radiant damage.
Perfect. As you essentially create an opening where his metal shell is protecting his vampiric brain, he has already been weakened, as did all of the other vampire spawns, by your daylight spell, meaning they can't regenerate from this. As there's a hole there, you shoot a pure jet of colored radiant energy from your fingertips. No longer green, no longer radiantly gold. This time it comes out a shot of pure purple energy that flies through into the opening in the casing of Coax, spreading through his system before he loses his grip on the wall, seemingly falling lifeless into the fire below. A loud sound is heard before the oil within his system ignites and a small explosion happens on the floor below. Now, you are halfway up this chamber, which is about 50 feet. You are slow falling. You are not stationary. You are falling towards this fiery, sharp metal mess down below. What are we doing?
Emma's frantically grabbing for like the wall.
Yep. Can I stretch Emma out to try to grab a ledge or any piece of the wall?
Absolutely. So it's mostly smooth metal. However, because of the damage from the tower here, some bits of the kind of metal plating have peeled and bent backwards. It's a little higher before you get to where there are those clear almost tracks where the barrels were kind of rolling themselves down, almost like a marble roll system. It's a little higher, but you might be able to grab onto one of these and then essentially metal man's urban rock climb your way up to them. But you're going to have to try and grab onto it with your fingertips as you both go down. You're both close to it, so you both can roll a strength save. If you are still holding Emma, though, you're going to do it at disadvantage, XC.
Got you. So I can't just go Emma.
If you want to toss Emma, you can. But then, yeah.
-1 strength score.
Well, I'm happy to let go because Featherfall affects both of us anyway.
Yep. Cool.
Hey Ryan, did you know that I have a really cute dog? Look at that pupper.
Do you need an inspo?
Would you?
Look at all the inspos. Jackie's got an inspo. Drew's got an inspo. I'm jelly.
I'll take that inspo. It was a 17, but now it's a 16.
I got an 18.
Okay. As both of you slide down, this kind of smooth interior of this tower, XC, you have to almost scrape your nailed fingers on your right hand. You can't even grab with your left hand because of the gun-like barrel that's out right now. As you drag yourself trying to catch onto something, and you do. There's just maybe about 3 inches worth of bent metal that you catch on the corner. In doing so, it is very sharp. You are certain that if either of you had fleshed fingers, this would cut deep. Emma, you are also able to grab on, this time with both hands, onto smaller openings, but because you don't have flesh fingers, it won't hurt as bad, but in saving yourselves, you only take 1 point of piercing damage each from this sharp metal. With that, you feel the heat beginning to build. You're about 20 feet below an entire room of fire. Not only that, there's not going to be much oxygen left. Not that either of you particularly need to breathe, but it's going to be a problem after some time. And once these flames get higher and higher, speaking of, you look up as you hear a noise, what sounds like another crash, metal on metal. One of the tubes that holds the barrels that lock them into place droops forward as the lock unlatches, and 6 barrels of oil fall downward and begin lighting the room up below you in a field of explosions. Because you're on the wall, the 2 of you pull yourselves up to try and make yourselves as little a target as possible on the wall. Can I get dex saves from both of you?
Okay. 30, 20.
Second at 20.
It's perfect.
23.
You both take half damage then. So that's going to be... It would have been 21, so we'll round down. You both take 10 fire damage. As you are held onto the wall, your instincts to climb upwards kick in. I need athletics checks from either of you if you're planning to climb your way up and out of here, unless you have something else which you should tell me.
Climbing is good. I will
Climbing is
attempt
good.
to put my gun away to make my life easier,
There you go.
which should be a normal instinctive action, really.
What do we got here?
Flat 17.
Drew's doing his best. My webcam is frozen face because he doesn't want to say the number.
It's a natural 20, but it's -1, so 19?
Oh, dang. You fooled me. So 19 and XC, what was yours again?
17.
17.
I'm about to get an inspo for the first time in how many? In 2 months?
Inspos for everybody!
Inspo to Alex. So good. We'll look at the cute little kiddo.
Oh, you're so big.
He's adorable. I love
Don't
him.
make me cry.
I feel burn,
That's it. I'm driving there today.
Me too.
Burn, burn.
Inspo to Alex, though you don't need it, as you begin climbing upwards on this metal wall, finding small grooves or bits of bent metal to get your hands and feet into, trying to climb your way up into this metal mechanism here. We'll come back to that. Ashrin, Winter, and Ritter, you'd get to the top of that stairwell, which opens up into a corridor that leads back around to where that kind of hole or entrance is. The metal from this wall is bent, and you can see into that great room that you were in before. I guess the hole that was there where the oil and things were being brought up into must have allowed a lot of dirt and oil to shoot fire up in here. You suddenly hear 6 loud barrel-like explosions, and the heat, even from this side of the wall where there's tiny openings, is immense from them. You're not entirely sure that that room is going to be very viable. You could try and go around to that door to see if you can find a way in, or search around here for some exit. What are we doing?
Well, Ashrin's still levitating. So I'm gonna jump off and like look for a possible exit.
Okay,
And I
Ashley.
investigate the area.
I'm gonna follow. No more splitting the team.
Okay, just following then.
As a lovely angel above them levitating.
Okay, good. Ashton will be your Crimson Guardian Angel. When roll me an investigation, Ritter's going to do the same thing.
20, not nat.
Okay. Ritter and Winter begin running along the metal rafters here as Ashton, you float overhead and behind, trying to find some way out of here. you get to the main entrance to that room, and you see nothing but jagged metal, broken stairs, and fire now pouring out of that room. Getting in there seems to be impossible. But as you turn around looking for somewhere to go, Ritter seems to be looking to try and see if there is some way to get into that room. Winter, you turn around from these rafters. As this tower's collapsed, it's created a small opening where 4 pieces of sheet metal hold themselves together. They've bent outwards and open. This has caused a very, very tiny hole that you might be able to shimmy your way out of. In doing so, you're going to have to, 1, be stuck for a moment as somebody either pushes you through or you shimmy yourself out. And 2, you're several dozen feet above the ground at this point. So you're going to fall when you get out of the other side.
Are we though? I'm gonna call the others over. And
What?
I'm gonna grab Ashrin and like pull her over so that we don't have to wait forever for her to float past.
Mhm.
And then is there something around us, or can you use your sword or something that we can kind of like jimmy this and make the hole wider? Would everyone fit through this or just me?
I could try and fit through, but if we get stuck here, this is a bad place to be stuck.
Oh, is it? I thought this was a great place to be stuck, Ritter. Thank you for the words
Okay,
of
I'm
wisdom.
just coming up with ideas.
I'm sorry, I don't cope well under stress. Can we kind of like pry this hole open a little bit so
Yeah.
that we can get out?
How are you going to try and pry it open?
Ash, can you just shove your sword in there and like wiggle it?
I'll try my little toothpick sword, but yeah, okay.
Does anyone have anything, like, are there any scraps of metal, like bits broken off or anything that we could use as a crowbar type situation?
There is the metal railing of this railing or walkway that you're on. You could try and pull the kind of handle of it off using enough strength to pull it out of the bottom, and then you could use it like just a metal bar to maybe open this up a little bit more. In doing so might prevent you from being stuck forever if you get stuck, and maybe just for a small bit of time. So that could be good. Is that what
Yeah.
you'll want to try and do?
I want to try and, because Ash is so much stronger than me, I want to try and like guide her to whilst floating and hold her in place so that she can be strong.
Okay. So essentially, if that's what you're planning to do, there's either a welded or a screwed down piece of metal railing in here. So trying to get it off is going to be a rough maneuver to try and pull some of the metal free. But do you convey that to Ashwin as a good idea? Because right now you're just moving this levitated surfboard over.
Let's do it. You two strong people, and then I pull her over to the thing. Like, wrap that up so it doesn't burn your hand. And I like get some, like, rip off a bit of my dress and wrap it around the pole so that there aren't any burns or anything. And then try and get them to like use strong powers.
Okay.
Right.
I try floating as a guardian angel above them.
Ritter is going to grab onto it as well and pull. You're going to basically put your feet on the wall, Ashrin, and pull as hard as you can on this. And Ritter's going to push from the bottom. So let's both roll strength. So we'll just do athletics against this.
Can I encourage them? I'm not a bard. I can't do that.
Yeah. How do you want to encourage him?
Wow, you look so strong. Look, I'm gonna hold you this way because it looks like it's the best angle. You can do it.
They are encouraged. Ashrin, what did you roll?
Encouraged as I can be with a natural 20.
Yes, you think you are an angel.
Ritter
am
got an
amazing.
18. The total strength y'all needed to reach was a 35, and you did, actually. I was very worried when Winter said she wasn't participating. So yeah,
Oh.
as Ritter gets underneath, puts the bar on his shoulder and pushes upwards, Ashrin, with your feet on the wall, it gives you enough leverage for both of you to just pull out a small section, maybe about 6 feet long, of metal tubing. So in doing so, you're going to be able to use quite a large lever against this metal opening here. is that the plan is to try and pry open smaller sections of it.
Yeah,
We can
clearly
do
it's
it.
working. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So who's
we
going to do
can
that?
do I
Me?
have to hold on to Ashrin, or can I also help?
You can help.
I,
Yeah.
I assumed that I was
No,
like,
you're on a
I had to
platform right
hold her
now,
in
and the
place.
wall
Okay.
next on one side of you is open, or
Okay.
a small hole.
So I mean, obviously you won't float away, and you can just stand up. I
As
don't know how levitate works.
you can
I'm a good
put her
wizard.
down. You don't have to, but you can put her down.
I don't want to lose the spell because I don't have many left.
What are we doing?
She can levitate like just above.
Why
Like
don't you
she's
tell
got, like,
her, not me?
gravity
What are you
boots.
doing?
That's what I'm doing to her.
You put Ashrin on the ceiling?
No. She's just floating just above the floor.
Ah,
It's
good.
great.
Just enough to have no traction for this. Perfect.
Oh. Mhm.
Can't I just be like upside down on the wall and doing it? Like, can I?
Yeah, y'all describe to me what you're doing. I'm not making the effort.
I will try.
Okay, so Ashrin, you put your feet against the wall. In doing so, Winter, you said you wanted to try and help.
Yeah, I want to. What I was imagining is that I was helping her get in the best position possible to have the best leverage.
So we'll just give you. I know 5e isn't about these bonuses, but whatever. We'll just add 2 to your strength roll then, as Winter basically says, "Here you go," and pushes Ashrin up, though it is entirely the levitate spell doing the work, to put Ashrin's feet up on the side of the wall to where she can get in the best position possible to pull. In doing so, the 2 of you are working on this. So there's not enough room for Ritter to help as well. So he's beginning taking his pack off, getting ready to throw it through the hole and follow along as needed. So, Ashrin, with a +2 to your strength, go ahead and do me another athletics roll.
Okay. 12 plus 2. That's a 14 plus another 2.
Okay, plus another 2. Being that you have this pull, this makes this possible. Trying to do this without some sort of lever like this, you are not going to be able to get any of this to bend. However, since this metal's already a little bit pliable, it's not made to be incredibly thick here. It mostly levitates through science and magic. You hear a loud for the bending of the metal on one side. You quickly put it into the other. Push. There's enough of an opening now to where the threat of being permanently stuck is gone, but you don't feel the metal budging any further. So if you do get stuck, you might be able to do some efforts to try and get out now. So that's very helpful.
Winter, do you think maybe I should go out first and then just like hold on to you and Ritter so you don't crash to the ground, maybe?
Yeah, I once read this book about these monkeys that were able to build like a chain type thing. I think we should do that. So you crawl out of this barrel-like object and then float up a little, and then I'll grab onto you. Or actually, maybe Ritter should grab onto you first, and then I'll grab onto Ritter, and I think we'll be fine.
Just go, Ritter.
Right. Okay. I go out. Phew.
So you'll have to do a, I'm going to need a dexterity save to get through. No problem. Yeah. But
I
Ritter
push her
does
butt.
mention, have either of you seen Exie or Emma? They were in that room.
No. Nope. The one that exploded?
Ritter, you can see his heart kind of sink for a moment. He says, "We can't even get into the room. What do we do here? Do we leave?"
I think we should like get out of this hole and then assess how we can help them. You know, like drowning, help yourself first.
Yeah.
Okay. As
We don't want to
Ashrin,
leave them though.
what is your dexterity save?
15.
15 is exactly what you need. As with your metal armor, you're lucky that this did bend and move, or else this would have been a high DC and you could have been permanently stuck here. Would have been roasted. But you're able to squeeze your way out before Winter. You hold the magic on Ashrin, allowing her to levitate right outside the hole. Ashrin, you look down now and see not only would you have fallen about 50 feet into jagged metal below, the whole field below you is covered in oil and fire. You also would have been set aflame. would not have been a fun fall. As you now wait for the others to go out, Ritter then just says, "Go, go, go!" To Winter, wanting you to go next.
Oh, okay. I crawl through and
Deck save.
I hold on.
I link arms.
Yeah, bitch, nat 20.
So many nat 20s tonight. As Ashrin, you see Winter.
We're making up for Jakey not being here.
Yeah, exactly. Since his destroying of the tower went so much better than y'all's, apparently. As Winter, you basically you're smaller than everyone else, and so you kind of do the backslide out, and you actually sit on it like a ledge for a moment before you're gracefully able to just grab onto Ashrin's shoulders and fly on out of there. Don't sound so disappointed, Rybo. The nat 20s are needed. I want somebody to be maimed every now and again, you know. As it goes, Ritter is going to try and get out as well. Yep, no problem. He shimmies himself out, holding his bow and quiver over his shoulder on the other side before he reaches his hand out to Ashrin to grab onto you. Do you grab Ritter's hand?
No. Of course I do.
You gotta make sure.
While it's happening, I look at Winter like, now's not the time, because I know she's gonna say something.
You hold on to Ritter's hand. You can see one finger come up, Winter, as you look down at Ritter's hand as Ashrin holds onto him. He falls and dangles below. You're now levitating above this fiery field. It's not going to be terribly far that you would have to float outwards before you can start going down and get actually onto the ground below without threat of the fire.
Would you describe this metal tube as being more than 1 inch thick?
Yes.
Are there many holes in it?
At the bottom, yes.
Okay. I mean, I am just fruitlessly I've been shooting fruitlessly, going to like point and cast message, thinking about Emma, and being like, Bone Queen, Bone Queen, Bone Queen, as we go down.
So y'all are heading towards ground where there is no oil, lit a fire in this field. Let's go back to Emma and XC. The two of you have climbed your way upwards. You've heard the explosions. You hear faint sounds of rending and ripping metal and some bending metal down below as the two of you climb upwards. And you finally get XC, you're first to get there. There is a small tube, and by tubes, they're basically like 4 wires that move almost like a track outwards. If I can describe that properly, imagine like a railroad track here where there's 2 tubes of metal, and then up and slightly outwards where enough for barrels to roll their way down like marbles into that thing that you were in before. So you grab onto one, a much better footing than you were in before, with Emma behind, and you help bring her hand up as both of you are now dangling from this tube. There are a couple areas that you could go here. You could just climb your way up to be able to walk here on this tube. You could try and crawl your way under like monkey bars across to the other side. There's essentially a network of these little areas that lead upwards and out towards the top of this tower where you saw the smoke room was going to be. Along the way, though, you do also see several barrels full of oil, and all of the metal here, you know, is kind of holding on by a thread, as it were. What are the two of you doing? Are you trying to go upwards, try and find a better vantage point? What's going on?
Emerald, do you think we have killed them all?
Emma looks down into the fire. It's a safe bet.
Then I think it is time we vacate.
Yeah. And then I guess start doing like the monkey bar.
Okay. Are you wanting to go across? So where you're currently at here, you basically got up to a wall before the tube starts going upwards. You could pull yourself up and then try and climb up this way. It doesn't appear to be any entrance on this side, but you'd have a little bit more stable footing. Or if you climb your way across, it seems that one of these tubes or contraptions leads to an area out of this room. You're not sure where it leads, but you could crawl through it and find yourself in the outer shell of this tower, as it were. But yeah, you'd do the monkey bars across. You just have to, use your strength to do so. Is that the plan?
I think so.
Okay. Emma
I will follow.
Emma and XC both begin to slowly hold on and move their way across. There's no footing here. You are completely holding yourself up by the strength in your bones and your metal in your arms here. It is, as we described before, about 100 feet that you are monkey barring yourselves across. This is a rough climb, and the margin for error here is pretty low. I need athletics checks from both of you.
Blue -1.
+0.
Oh no.
19.
No.
Drew, it's the number you saw, -1.
So a 0.
Wait.
You have inspirations.
I do have an inspiration, and I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, I would. I do that now, Drew.
Because that
You also have
0.
1 GFY.
You
Is this where you're gonna
bastard.
do it? Is this where you're gonna do it?
No, I'll save it.
Okay.
I see. I didn't have to use it.
It's a 3.
Can
Good.
I try to catch him?
Yeah, I'll let you do a strength saving throw. When you try and catch him, you're aware that you're about halfway across this gorge, right? And so, words called me a coward. You're about halfway across this gorge. So your arms are already tired. In reaching out for Emma, you're going to have to do another strength. If you catch her, you're going to have to do another strength with the weight to make sure that you both stay up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm understanding this. Alright.
Emma
Either one of us goes or we both go.
slips with her bony fingers on these oily tracks. Is literally meant to transport oil. It's quite slippery. As one hand slips, the other falls. XC reaches out and,
Gets the dice back off the ground.
as you do,
Dropping that isn't a good sign.
So that's a 2. I'm gonna use my inspo from Valentino. Alright.
Oh, the concern!
think.
Alright, that's a 16.
Okay, so just think of saying they want to use their inspo to Drew from Inktober. We're going to give Inktober starting next week because we want to count everybody's up. So if you weren't here for the beginning of it, all the work you did, go into the Inktober channel on, this is another PSA. Anybody who did stuff for Inktober, go into the Discord channel. And if you did 10 things, say, I'm giving 5 inspos to Drew and 5 GFYs to Jakey, if that's what you want to do. Or 10 to Jakey, 10 to Alex, whatever you want to do. So
Do you
we'll,
like how he's using the player names and not the character names? Like, not 10 to Emma, because we
It's
don't know if
important.
Emma will be here next week.
yes, with a 16, you are able to grab onto Emma's femur there, just barely able to hold on to her hand. In doing so, it puts extra weight, so I need another strength save to see if you hold both of yourselves up.
That's a 4. And I'm out of inspos.
Good.
Jail. Those dice need to
Jail,
go
jail.
to jail.
Good. So,
So
Get
I gather
forward,
I let go. Is that correct?
I wouldn't say let go so much as you are
Yep.
dropped.
Well, then that's fine. My second use of my first level spell slot, I will cast a second lot of Featherfall.
Good. So you can
Oh,
watch
boy.
yourself.
Slowly into the fire.
Hey.
That's great.
No. So this is a good thing. Here's the saving grace for you two. Neither of you have flesh or hair. Very good. Emma, being a unwilling, would not like to take the bludgeoning damage from a fall. You have 6 rounds. You're 60 feet up in the air. You have 6 rounds before you're going to be on fire in this field here. There is the wall that you climbed before. You could try and climb it again. There is the open hole from that door down below as well. You could try and make your way out of this room and reassess later. It is a jagged floor. This would be considered rough terrain, so however much movement that requires. And this isn't just fire, this is lit oil fire, so it may stick on you for a little bit. But you have 6 rounds to decide your course of action between the two of you. Emma, you feel yourself fall before you begin to slow fall your way down with XC.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
At least we killed them all.
Finger
And
guns. back up. That's slowly
and I
falling
try
into
to-
the fire.
I try to push Emma towards the wall.
Oh, you're trying to give Emma a little head start?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me. We'll do an athletics on that.
15.
15. Also, bone doesn't burn. This is like a cremation fire. There's lots of oil here. Bone burns here. So with a 15, yes, you're able to push Emma a little bit. Your trajectory is no longer straight down. It is at a slight angle, Emma, with XC pushing you. But, you know, with force one way, force goes the other way as well, XC. So you begin going off a bit in the opposite direction here. Emma, you're floating towards the door. So instead of being smack dab in the center of this, which would be 50 feet away from the door, you'll land about 25 feet away from the door. XC, you'll be about 75 feet away. Are you doing anything else as you find yourself slowly falling into the vat of jagged fire?
Actually, go through the top. I'll go through this door.
Understood. I will try to grab the wall.
Perfect. You feel it before you feel the actual fire licking your body. You feel the heat like being over a grill just encompass the entirety of your being. Whatever clothes you have, you don't anymore. You're going to need that to be remade. You are entirely engulfed in flames as the two of you land into what is best described as a lake of fire, almost like being in hell itself as you land. Without wasting a single moment, Emma begins sprinting towards the door in the rough terrain. XC, you have the wall nearby. You can try and find some holes and try and climb your way up.
I didn't realize we're going to be at the base, so I'm going to go for the door as well. See how
Okay.
far I get.
Gotcha. So you're 75 feet away through rough terrain. So even if you dash, you're just going to get your regular movement speed. What is your... so what are we doing? You land onto the ground. What are we doing?
Get to the chopper. Heading for the door as fast as we can.
Okay. Emma, same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because of the rough terrain, it's halved. You dash, it becomes your normal movement speed. What is both of your normal movement speed?
30.
30. XC, it's going to take you 3 rounds to get out. Emma, 1 round of essentially super fire. As you're now stepping in here, moving over the jagged pieces of metal. You're not entirely sure. You thought you heard a bone crack as you go across what must have been some of the vampire spawn or Coax himself with the metal as you walk across there. You're both going to take 11 fire damage for the first round. Emma, you make it out, but you are currently on fire. How are you putting yourself out?
I'm gonna slap myself. Just.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Are you pulling a stop, drop, and roll?
Well, yeah, that and like actively like.
Let me make sure. You're covered in oil on your lower half, and so patting yourself.
Well, then I'm not gonna stop, drop, and roll because I'm just gonna roll in more oil. So
My question is, are you doing anything outside of to try and put the fire out?
Nope.
Perfect. XC. First round, you took 11 damage. You're basically a little over halfway there. Second round, you only take 4, as much of your circuitry that could burn has started to already burn.
As a bonus action, I am going to activate my second wind.
Oh, good call. Good call. How much are you healing for?
9.
Perfect. And then your third round of getting out, you're going to take 9. So you canceled that one out. So that was a good use of it. Points of fire damage. As during this time, Emma, you took 6. Oh, come on. 2 6s on D6s of fire. So you take 12 points of fire damage as you're out there as the fire is slowly eating away at your lower half. XC, you exit the doorway and see Emma still trying to put the fire out on their lower half. You, now yourself, lower half, is also covered in flames. What are the two of you doing?
I'm going to grab Emma and keep running as far as we can out. the direction away from them.
Okay. And let's see.
And
Emma, let's
before
get
you
close.
do the fire, hold on. With my
Before
one
the
H-
flames.
Standing here is not a good idea.
with my 1 HP,
Oh.
Emma goes, fuck! And healing word. Third level, please.
This is a good call. What do we got for that heal?
That's a 2. That's a 3, so 5. And a 4, so 9. And 4 is going to be
13.
13. All right.
You're at 14 health. As you run, you quickly begin trying to keep your bones from snapping due to the intense heat and leaving you legless here walking down the hallway. XC, with your passive perception, as the two of you run down the hallway, you notice what seems to be a large enough hole that the two of you could try and jump out of as an abandoned ship measure. Or you could continue running and try and find that stairway from before to get out.
Abandoned ship.
Okay.
Do we is this a recognizable place as we can figure out where the staircase roughly is?
Yes. At a full sprint, it would probably take you 2 rounds to get to the staircase and maybe a round to get down the staircase.
Okay.
You
I
kind of
believe the
stop
exit
at this
is-
hole for just a moment and decide what you want to do. During this stop, you both take 5 fire damage.
Actually,
XC,
those were really nice clothes. They were really nice.
Continue, and I sort of push Emma towards the staircase.
They
okay.
were satin.
Okay. As the two of you run towards the staircase, in doing so, it takes you 2 rounds to get there, so you're going to take 2 more d6 of fire damage. Low rolls, luckily, so 5 total fire damage. As you get to the staircase, as soon as you fling open the door, you can see oil must have been slowly rising its way up within this staircase as fire has completely filled this stairway. You're not entirely sure that this is a viable way out. Perhaps there is something further down the stairway, but you'd have to brave the fire.
Hmm.
The hole? Question mark.
Yep.
Okay.
We run back to the hole.
2 more d6 of fire damage.
Cure wounds on self
Okay.
at 2nd level.
How much?
No, I'm not looking good. No. Where's my D8? There it is. Sorry. 7. 4. So that's 11. So 15.
Ooh, solid, because 9 fire damage between the 2 rounds is dealt to both of you. Not
I
total,
can't
not
do that.
each round.
It's like woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
I'm just.
Just a slow decline. Before both of you see this small hole, one at a time, you could try and essentially abandon ship, like you said, and fling yourself out of this hole. You'll be subject to whatever gravity and is on the ground, but you won't be in here and gonna burn as you hear a loud. More oil
Hey, John,
barrels must have
I
fallen
can bring you
inside.
back.
After you, and I push Emma into the hole.
Okay,
Emma
roll me a
goes.
deck save to see if you can make it through the hole.
That's gonna be a 7.
Good. XC, you see Emma on fire, jump towards the hole. Her hip bone, she's thick like that. Her hip bone's so large it kind of catches on a piece of the metal for a moment. In doing
Just in case, before you do anything, I'm gonna use an inspo and roll an 8.
good. She real thick as she's big boned as Emma tries to climb her way out. She gets stuck briefly on the metal there. Emma not being able to get out also means you're not able to get out, XC, and so your kind of panic mode to both help her and you sets in. You can try and shove her through, essentially kick her through to get her out of there if you'd like, or
I would definitely be pushing whatever I can of her through the hole.
okay, go ahead and roll me a we'll do a dex save. Winter, we're going to come to that in just a moment to you all.
21.
Solid. With that, Emma, you feel the heavy metal boot from behind. If Exy had kicked any harder, he might have actually dealt more damage to your pelvis than what's about to happen to you. As you were kicked free from this hole, you now see a 50-foot drop towards the oily fire fields down below. Exy, you now try and go through the hole, correct?
One dive.
You both briefly...
Kind of.
You both take 6 fire damage during this time that Emma is trying to get out of there.
It's fine.
That's what I had to find out about. All right.
Are you still up?
Yep.
Okay.
I am. XC starts
Sweating.
when there's no one around. Playing a voice track. Born in the Forge of Fires. Finalization in the Forge of Fires. And it just keeps repeating.
Oof.
And it attempts to crawl through the hole, but from everything that's happening at the moment, its actions seem to be a lot slower than usual.
Can they give me a dex saving throw?
Michael,
That's
take
a
the
7.
reins.
That's a 7. You're also quite thick. As your mechanical body gets stuck against the metal, your slow movements make it difficult for you to find your way out. Let's go back to Winter, Ashrin, and Ritter for a moment. You all,
Bone Queen.
you all
Bone Queen.
slowly float your way down onto hard, solid earth, away from the oily fire, far enough to where you're not super worried about the fire coming to you. It will slowly spread this way, but for the time being, you're doing okay. You sit there. Ritter quickly scrambles to his feet. Ashrin turns around looking to see what she can do to help in some way as you try and observe the whole tower in its current state. Winter, Ashrin, and Ritter, roll me a perception check. Ashrin's not here, so I'm going to roll it for her. Ashrin got her passive is, she got a 15, and so did Ritter.
I got 18.
18. So
I also want to run as close as possible to the tower
okay,
without
The super
actively
heated
being
tower.
burnt.
cool. So you don't see Emma and them coming out yet. That hasn't happened yet for you. So you try and get as close to the oil on the tower as possible, which would leave you maybe about 15 feet away from the base of the tower and 50 feet down from the hole that you slowly fell down from. Looking around, you're looking upwards, trying to see what's going on, seeing what's happening, before you hear another several explosions, which must be from oil barrels coming inside. And in doing so, you see something that you don't like.
Oh no.
You see
Vegetables.
about 100 feet up. I got a GFY. We haven't done one this episode.
That's too good.
You earned one. About 100 feet up, the force of the explosion must have buckled some weak metal, some that's even weaker as a result of the heat from inside this tower. You see the top of the tower kind of bend a bit to where you are now in shadow beneath it. Before, you see Emma pour her way out of the hole, stuck for a moment, and then Emma is kicked or flung from the hole and begins falling downwards, arms out to try and slow her descent as much as she can before she's going to fall into the oil and the jagged rock and metal below.
I
Do you have
am going
any spell
to
slots
use...
left?
I do. I'm going to use my 4th level spell slot to do the only thing that I've done today with all of my spells. And I'm going to cast Levitate on Emma, it's 60 feet. So when she's within,
You can get her.
when she falls, whatever distance, and then I'm gonna also cast message and say, "Where's XE? Where's XE?"
Emma's gonna ignore this and do a belly flop onto her back. And as she points the finger guns back to the hole where XC is, and don't die! And cast a healing word on XC.
I
You
believe
do
it's
see
still
the-
in the hole though.
No, I was gonna say you do see XC's upper half sticking out, so you are able to heal XC while falling down. XC, you were kind of stuck, but how much are you healing for first before I continue?
Ooh, it is your day, boy. That's 16 HP. That's full HP.
Nice.
You all hear
I have-
something that sounds like a voice. It might be XC crying up for help, but between the flames and just the general anxiety atmosphere out here, it's too hard to hear what XC might be saying. Before XC, a jet of purple energy flies up towards you, staving the flames off for a moment, preventing them from going any further into your circuitry, giving you a kind of a boost that you need to try and further pull yourself out. I need another dex save from you.
Also, I'm pretty sure that Percy's dead. Because could not get out with Percy as well.
Yeah. Percy's not
Sorry,
having a good
actual
time.
Percy.
Hi, Percy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for trying to give
We love
everybody
you.
water.
That's an 8 for me.
8. XC, you feel rejuvenated. However, you look backwards, and it seems that part of your, I guess, like a gasket, just from the heat, has spewed out from the bottom of you, causing steam to fly out. And in doing so, the bottom of your hip is kind of bent outwards, much like the hole that you're trying to make your way through here. It's causing you to be stuck. It's quite difficult. So you're still on fire, as is Emma. You both take 2 fire damage.
As I realize I am stuck, I will attempt to turn into cube mode.
Oh. So, the only problem with going cube mode is you're essentially right in the center here. In collapsing yourself inward, you're either going to fall all the way back in, causing more problems, or all the way out. Do you want to take that
It's
risk?
just like rolling a d6, right? I mean a cube, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Let's,
I don't like this.
for the sake of luck, actually, Drew, you said you don't like it, right?
Oh no. You're a bad man.
You said you don't like it, right, Drew?
Yep.
So I'll use my new made Dicey Encounter logo to flip high or low. If it's on the logo,
No.
that's good for Alex. So
on my logo is
How
good.
low go can you go?
oh no, it fell. I'll do it again.
God damn it!
It's the encounters.
I am a master of suspense. All right, so where everybody can see. Bah. Oh.
No!
Alex, when you turn into a cube form, you fall back inwards, which does free you from being stuck there. You were going to take another bit of fire damage, both of you, because it still hasn't been cured for you either, Emma. But when you try and go back through, you've done this before, you'll have advantage on trying to get through this time. But because of it, you're going to take more fire damage. Both of you take 3 more points of fire damage. Winter, you're currently levitating Emma in a ball of fire up there. Ritter and Ashrin now also observing and seeing what's happening.
So Ryan, this activates my death ward.
Is it enough to kill you?
Mm-hmm.
Winter, you see Emma quickly fall limp. All her appendages at her side before coming immediately right back up. Still aflame. But Ashrin, you are about, what would be on angles, 40 feet away from Emma, as is Ritter, as is Winter, who's currently levitating Emma there, who is 30 feet away from XC.
I'm going to point at Emma and cast message, but also scream. Where is XC?
It's in the hole. Ah!
Okay, I'm gonna bring her down as quickly as I can, without
Give me 1
Killing her.
second, because this is very, very important.
Give me that cure wounds at first level.
Does she look like she's like a small campfire?
Oh, that's...
Is it like a small campfire on Emma?
7 HP, baby.
Sorry, I had to look something up. So, Ritter could heal you, but he has cure wounds, and it's a touch spell, because Ranger, he didn't have healing word.
You're a useless healer. No, I'm just kidding.
So, Emma is probably about the size of a small campfire. Prestidigitation is used to put fire out. Emma and XC just didn't have any magic to put out this oil fire on their body.
And it's not concentration, so I'm going to cast it while also levitating.
Emma,
I'm
you
just trying
suddenly
to hold
feel
her there and then be like,
you're released from your levitation for half of a second as a gust of pure cold Arctic wind flies upwards, snuffing out all fire on your body. You still have oil on you. Being near fire will be very bad for you, but Winter eliminates the fire as you're up with 1 health currently and re-levitates you there.
It's kind of like Emma's just there like, ah!
Basically. XC, still aflame. You are in cubed form, on fire. Some of the fire actually does get put out because of being condensed into a small one, so you'll take half fire damage from now. But you're still stuck up there.
I will take a turn to convert back to a normal form.
Okay, so you'll take half this time. 2 goes to 1 fire damage. And if you want to try and jump out, you can do it. A dex save at advantage this time. Or if you're just staying in there and accepting your titanic fate like a captain and going down with this tower ship, that's possible too.
I would also like to throw out there that the beacon of daylight is still on Emma's shield. It's just flailing. There's just like this beam of daylight just like violently whipping around.
Now that you've put out the fires, Asher and Winter, Ritter, you do notice Emma is sans clothes. Probably the fire.
how far actually is Emma from where XC is?
He's about 30 feet up. XC, are you trying to get out again?
XE is going through a bunch of process thoughts, thinking, do I really want to be as dumb as biologicals?
Jump to me, you fool!
Yeah, I want to like re-levitate Emma back
Yeah,
up,
you can
realizing
float
that
Emma
XC
up.
is now there. Be like, jump onto Emma!
So as you're thinking about this, XC, you do see Emma float back up towards the hole. Someone to grab onto.
Hi, friend.
I will attempt to grab onto him.
Okay, roll me a dex save at advantage.
Is XD still on fire?
Yeah.
You're gonna reignite me.
Just get out!
Does anyone have an inspo for me? I rolled a 5 and a 3.
I do. I have many inspo I can share.
Can we gift our inspos?
Ooh, we
do
haven't
two.
decided that.
2 for 1. If we're giving to a friend, we give 2 for the
Ooh,
rest of.
I like that rule, Jackie. That's a good rule. 2 for 1 if you're helping a friend. Yeah, you can use 2 of your inspos to help XC.
Take
Can we
them
create
out.
Can we create like a barter system where we take 2 GFYs in exchange for an inspo?
Yeah. I will let you take 5 GFYs in exchange for an inspo.
And you'll just use them.
It's already been decided.
Cool.
It was a dex save, right?
Yes, at advantage, remember. And now
With a-
re-rolling, you'll do it at advantage again.
At least that's a +3. So the best roll out of those was a 12.
So, with all 4
Out of
dice,
4 rolls.
you're a dex machine. Literally. How is this happening?
Look, we started the show and I realized when you were showing pictures, I forgot to have dice on my desk. So I grabbed the closest dice to me and I'm
been
going to
cursed.
replace them at
all
half time.
all those nat 20s we got out of the way early. So, Emma, you're floating up above. You see XC reach out to grab you before once again getting stuck on the metal there in flames. You could help XC. You could reach out and grab XC and do your own deck save to get XC out.
Yeah, I'll do it. If I gotta catch on fire and possibly die, then it's worth it. Natural 20!
Hell yeah.
So
To be on fire.
let me describe what happens here because it all happens very quickly. Emma, you are levitated towards the door. You put one foot on the side, grab XC's arm, and pull him out. And in doing so, XC is flung and dangled by your hands. You are immediately engulfed in flames, taking 1 fire damage, which is all that it needed to be. So you immediately let go of him. So as he's flinging outwards, XC, you're actually flung out and away from the fire, which is good. But you're gonna fall 50 feet towards solid earth down below. As Winter, you now see Emma, as you're holding her up, dangling a flame, limp.
Am I not able to try to grab Emma, or is it just I'm flying past Emma?
I'll let you try and grab if you'd like. Go for a dex save.
I also definitely can't put you out because prestidigitation has a range of 10 feet. So
we lied before, but hey, you got to be alive for that.
Is a 14
I'm still on
enough?
fire if that
14's
matters.
enough, yeah. This isn't that big a deal. You're just sketching yourself. So Emma is currently levitating 50 feet above the air, on fire, but XC grabs on. As Winter, you can levitate them away, but you're only allowed to move 20 feet at a time. It'll take 3 rounds to get them down.
oh no. Oh, I mean, I do it.
You're gonna start moving them?
I do it. Yeah.
Nothing I can do
Ashrin,
to put the fire out, is there? At all?
do you have?
A blanket?
I got no clothes
could
anymore.
be. Do you have any?
I've got like a water skin which would have been inside my body, one of the spots.
You got to pack it. So if you, as you know, it's always very good to put a water on a grease fire.
Yeah.
It just ignites further. We just both
just die
It's
instantly.
just you're watching them go, and then it just turns into like how the magicians have like that flame paper that's just
Yeah.
like, and then it's gone.
Neither
Do
of
I
them
get-
have blood. Would blood work?
Ashrin, do you have any spells that you can use during this time as a paladin? I know you have like lay on hands, and if you have any left.
I do. I have 34 points, apparently.
Perfect. That is a touch, though. And I'm checking one thing for Ritter real quick.
Healing word?
Hold on. Because this is the only thing that might work. Blood. Would blood work? Can I use blood?
Neither one of us have blood.
No, Ritter doesn't. Ritter's got nothing until you get down there. Ritter yeets some good berries at him. Take that. So yeah, Emma's on fire. XC's on fire. You're slowly floating down.
Wait, am I still floating? Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
you're on the ground
You
with
can't be floating.
you're on the ground with Ritter because the levitate is now recast upon Emma. So you're on the ground with Ritter, right below Emma and XC, who are currently 50 feet up and on fire, slowly moving down your way. If
I
that
can't
had,
even
I
drop the.
okay,
I can't even drop the
Can I just-
levitate.
Do I realize Emma is...
yes,
dead?
you're hangling limp essentially. Okay, so
Okay, on the second round, do the first 2 rounds,
okay.
and we'll go from there.
So
like
so on
to
the
try.
first round, you're going to move 20 feet downwards. Before the fire hits, Emma, go ahead and roll me a death saving throw.
Hold on, I'm just going through the dice that I have because most of them are my dice. And we all know how my dice roll with this thing. So, first one is a 9.
Solid. As Emma, you fail one, the fire causes you to fail another. You are now 30 feet from the ground. XC, you had planned on something to do. Ritter is ready to cure wounds as soon as you get close enough to do so. Ashrin also has lay on hands. Winter?
If I do drop levitate, I mean, the spell reads that when the spell ends, the target floats gently to the ground. Is it going to be any faster?
No, the fastest
Yeah,
thing
I
goes 20
figured.
feet at a time. Yeah.
I figured.
Also, huge thank you to Magic Fighter. They're super nice in the comments. Yeah.
That's so sweet.
XC, you said you had something that you were going to try and do?
Not yet. There's one more turn, so I'm waiting to see if Emma dies or not.
Fuck her, right?
So,
Just sadly watch our friends float to their deaths.
I gather I have to take fire damage. now.
yes, yeah, I got to roll that for you for that first round. You take 5 fire damage, XC.
Back up the full 2 because I'm holding some of the fire, right?
What's up? Oh, yeah. So
Back
that'll
up
go.
the full, yeah.
That'll go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Sarah. Oh, I'm sorry, Emma.
He thinks he's being really quiet.
Oh no, it's
You're
very
the
loud.
loudest thing.
So here's the thing. Because you are on fire and have failed 2 death saves, just for everybody in the comments to be aware of what's going to happen here. We said that you can make your death saves first before the fire hits. But if you
It's gonna happen anyway.
if you just pass, you still die. You need a nat 20 to auto get up. 5% chance, but you have an inspo, or other people here could give you an inspo. So you have 2 chances
We
at it.
will let my blood decide this. My blood dice. Ah! Hmm.
No.
Mm.
If only we had a oh right, it's the cleric that's dying.
I've got an inspo. Let me not use one of my dice. Cosmic dice, go!
I don't.
That's a 7.
Take another inspo. Here you go, Drew.
We can only use one though.
Can only use
Can only use one. So, Emma, XC, as you're holding Emma, you feel the limp, unconscious arm of Emma. However, when Emma is dead, once you're about 10 feet from the ground, not enough to harm you, but when she's dead, her bones won't hold together very easy. And so as you're holding her femur, you are dropped. Not enough to take damage, but you're on fire as Emma is slowly lowered down to the ground. Ritter rushes over.
Can I hold on?
Go ahead.
Can I do a reaction as she was dead? I was
Absolutely.
preparing.
Yeah.
Great. So as Emma's final essences start flowing out of her body, I click my left hand and a diamond-esque looking bullet rolls into the gun. I then click it back so it's in shotgun mode and fire it into Emma's head. And as I do, the as the bullet connects, it lets off a revivify.
You feel all of that.
I didn't hear any of that, Brie.
I didn't hear it either.
Me neither.
What did you say, Brie?
It was just angry is all I heard.
Yeah.
I said, you fuckers knew that was in there and you let me feel all of that. All of you.
You
I think it was
asshole.
just
There
Alex
goes
and
my
I.
last original tape bullet that I had.
As Emma fully dying, the fires are doused as you get onto the ground. Actually, you're still aflame as you load the bullet into the chamber with, for those who need to remember, XC's bullet, he does have some of the magic tape, which he's put on the bullets. Before the game even started, one of the spells that he spent money to make sure that he could have on there was Revivify. He has had this bullet since the beginning. It's been a quite literal bullet in the chamber, ace up the sleeve, ready to go as needed. Emma, as the fires are put out, XC stands over you with a flaming barrel and shoots.
I need you.
Go ahead.
You also roll fire damage as that's happening.
Me too. Oh yeah, that's true. One.
Just
One.
okay. Well, Zero's still knocked out as a fighter, right?
Yes. So
All right.
XC will be
As that
knocked out.
fires and I burn, I get knocked out as well.
Yeah, Emma, the bullet fires in through the skull. The spot on your forehead, which is glowing purple, now glows over a hole that will permanently be a part of your skull fixture. As the diamond encrusted slams into, creating a diamond gemstone that is now lodged into your skull as the flames that die out lick against the oil on your skin before erupting in a magnificent purple. A bonfire of purple fills the air as XC falls to the ground below. Emma, you are engulfed in your deity's flame as the now diamond gemstone is sat upon your forehead, glowing a bright, bright purple. You sit up and see your friend, unconscious and aflame. Ashrin, you and Ritter did have plans to heal people. You see Emma is up now. Are you and Ritter helping XC?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Ritter goes over for a cure wounds. How much are you lay on handsing XC?
I'm gonna do I can't do math right now. 17.
Okay. Ritter heals for 6, not very good. 23 total, and Ritter also casts Lesser Restoration to extinguish the fire upon XC. He's got to waste a 2nd level spell slot on that. XC's got to be put out right here and now. As XC, you feel your system as Ashrin rushes over, knees sliding in the dirt, just to get over to you as quickly as possible. Hands placed upon your chest, the green begins to fade off from your circuits before Ashrin converts the red energy in her palm to an almost defibrillator-like status before shocking you back to life as Ritter comes over and with grass from his pouch, he throws over Arctic Leaf, putting the fire off out of your body as you wake to see Emma floating there in a purple flame with a diamond in her skull.
As I awake, the first words that come out of my mouth are, please state time and date.
No!
It's
Today!
but we've still got it. As Ritter says that, you'll hear another loud and look upwards and hear as the rending metal. Winner, what you saw before has come to pass as the tower has bent off and has begun to fall over directly onto where the 5 of you are in its shadow.
I'm gonna
I can't tell
drop
if you're up or not.
levitate.
You don't have eyelids? And I just trying to pull her.
I'm gonna drop levitate and cast prestidigitation to put out the flames, and then cast prestidigitation again to clean the oil off of her bones.
So to clarify, Emma is no longer on fire other than fire of her own.
Oh, so she didn't catch on fire when...
No. She did, but when dying, the fire just goes out. There's no life.
Oh,
left
okay.
for it
She
to
hasn't
burn.
got any oil on it?
No, she's still got some oil, but she's not on fire. You've all got a little oil near you at this point.
Okay.
But as Ashrin was saying, she tries to help Emma and XC up. The tower is falling on and towards you. If your first priority is to clean yourself, then I totally get it. I wouldn't want to die not looking like a sexy corpse either.
Yeah,
But
that's true. Let's fucking book it.
okay.
Unlike the movies, we're gonna run left or right as opposed to down.
I was gonna say, did you learn from the Prometheus school of running away from things?
Winter does run straight until she sees other people. No. I get one, right? I run the correct direction.
Okay.
I'm a smart lady.
So we'll say for ease of directions, the tower is falling north. Are you running east or west away from the tower?
East. Always east, right?
Everyone
Blood
goes
She's
magic.
going east, I'm going west.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fine. Winter runs to the east. XC splits off to the west. Ashrin, which direction are you going?
East. West.
East. Going west with Winter. Emma, which direction are you going?
whatever way XC is going.
Okay. Ritter is then going to follow, thinking, because he was there with XC, everyone was going west. So Emma, XC, and Ritter go west. Winter and Ashrin run east. Let's see who can go fast. I'm going to need, because this is an all-out sprint, to not be crushed by this tower or any of the debris from it falling. I actually need constitution saves to see if you still have anything left in the tank to make it this far.
Fuck.
21?
21?
18.
18.
I give an inspo to Winter and Emma.
You're going to take 4 of your
Yeah.
inspos?
I started with 11 inspos today, so I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're giving up the magic
You're
items.
giving up a magic
Yeah,
item?
I have more inspo. Save your inspo. Get you something cool.
Your long made me think you guys didn't have any inspos anymore.
I thought so too, so.
Well,
I mean, I've
no,
got
because I rolled another one. I'm just not rolling good.
Okay.
There you go.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
A,
Yeah.
that's a good one. That's a 16.
16, what was your
No.
inspo number, Winter?
Is an 8? Is that good?
Yeah, it's a
Is an
number.
8?
Depends on.
Is that? Yeah. People like the number 8.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
depends
it's
on the context.
even.
7, 8, 9, you know?
Yeah.
But in that case, it's
Lucky
not very
number.
good. But
I mean, 8 was pretty much out of that situation.
8 is great.
7, 8, 9. He was just like, I'm leaving it. It's up to you guys.
it's true.
Raiders.
Corey Imbo,
Raiders.
how's it going, Raiders?
You're just trying
Um,
to see us potentially die.
Ashrin,
Okay.
you got a
And again.
16, correct? And so did Emma?
I got a 21.
21, that's right. 16 to Emma, 8 to Winter. XE, what was yours?
18.
Ritter also
Did
got
you-
a 21. So Winter.
Did you
Uh,
have to kill me with such a phallic object? Like,
How else? So, Emma, Ashrin, XC, Ritter, you're running, sprinting as far as you can. Winter, as far as spell slots, you've extinguished all that you've got in the tank. You have no mana left within you. It has exhausted you. You run and you run, but there's just not much there. With not getting a 5 or lower, you were not just flat crushed by the tower. However, you did not run fast enough to not be affected by the debris as it spews outwards. Both oil and metal fling you further across the field, further flying far, far away. As the oil from within the tower, all the barrels explode. A chain reaction of fires completely destroy anything that could have been left over within this tower. Winter, as you go flying, you take...
will shield help if I throw shield up?
Yeah, I'll let it help. You can reduce your
Okay,
damage by
I'll
5.
I'll chuck a shield up because, hey, I still have 2 first level spells.
We'll say you prevent the oil from touching your skin. As you see that you're not going to make it, you just hold up your hand, preventing oil from getting upon you, but you are still flung. So you're not going to catch on fire, which is fun. Emma and
How
XC can
many-
tell you.
Oh, sorry. Was it only me and Winter going east?
Yes.
Okay, because I said I could shield of faith, but never mind.
So with 5 less damage, you take 21 bludgeoning damage.
5 less damage?
Yep.
I was on 26.
Wow.
I have 5 HP.
Perfect. As Ashrin, you're running, you see Winter. Your heart stopped for a moment as you see she was not keeping up with you before a giant metal sheet slams into her, sending her knocking and tumbling. The dust that completely covers the area prevents your view from seeing Winter, or prevents you from seeing Winter in your view for a moment before you all sit there, temporarily deafened by the heavy, heavy sound. The earth beneath your feet, you feel yourselves almost move upwards for a moment as the tower hits, before after a minute it settles. And you see Winter rolling on the floor, hand clutching her elbow in traditional Winter style.
I'm actually gonna dig my hands into the ground. My fingers that I have left, I'm gonna dig into the soil and I'm gonna like clutch onto them, and you can see like tendrils of like green energy are like sucked from the dirt, and I'm gonna cast false life for myself.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
As
Give
Um,
myself
Ashrin,
some
go
hint.
ahead.
This is happening. Ashrin's about to go over and cast second level cure wounds. She sees the tendrils start to wrap around Winter's arms, and she just like, wait. Is this an instance where I do curing or necromantic on you? What would be better? I can't tell right now.
I'm gonna like cough and like little like spats of like green kind of puffs of smoke come out of my mouth, and I go, "Yeah, healing would also help."
Right. Okay. Great. And she's
I
gonna
healed
cast-
for 6 temporary hit points.
Yeah, second level 6 plus 6 plus 3, so 15 points.
Solid. With that, you kneel down besides Winter as the energy is kind of removing as much of the damage on her as possible. You see where she's clutching her elbow there with the 3 fingers that are all doing the work with the necromantic energy. Luckily, this is already necromantic enough, so you didn't need those 2 fingers anyway. Before clutching her elbow, you can see she doesn't realize it just yet, but she's not clutching her elbow this way. It is inverted. She has definitely broken her arm. But before she has a moment to even recognize what's going on, like a cracked bone, you quickly push her elbow back in and then heal it with magic as Winter, you go, what the hell?
If that kind of just like automatically happened, it's not like I thrusted that upon your elbow. Anyways,
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
you're welcome.
Are they alive?
Emma, Xe, and Ritter, you find yourself as the dust slowly begins to fall. In the silence of the day, the wind blowing overhead and the sound of a great roaring fire where the tower once was. It's kind of nice after all the explosions that you've had recently. Hearing that calm, it's almost a bit scary. You're not used to it. Before the 3 of you stop panting, looking at each other. Well, I guess Ritter'd be the only one panting between the 3 of you. Before Ritter looks up and says, I like the new look.
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Rest is advised.
How you doing? You asked for the day. Xe, did you didn't lose your memories, right?
I was attempting a joke.
Oh, thank God. Oh, God. You and I aren't... We're not the ones who normally do that. It takes me a second. So I'm sorry.
Ashrin has been teaching me.
Good for her. Good for her.
Just-
Good for her.
Just lay down. It feels real nice on the ground.
But, you know what? You're right, Ritter. All 3 of you lay out like snow angels or starfish just on the ground for a moment as the dust settles. A small film slowly covers your whole body in dust as it begins to just fall downwards, and ash from the fire as well. This whole area is covered in a fall of soot and smoke that flies upwards from this crude made and almost magical oil that flies up from your location. But the 5 of you have a brief moment of respite after you escaped the flaming tower. That seems like a solid place to pause and go on a quick break to think about what just happened and what to do. Alex definitely saved the day there from session 0 planning that for
I'll take an
somebody
inspo for
to be
that.
able to save. Yeah. Alex, you can take an inspo for that. Ashrin, you can take an inspo for being the first one to offer to give other people your inspos. I'll actually give you your 2 back because that was a good one there. And then Winter and Emma, just for everything that went on roleplay wise, as well as saving yourselves, you both get inspos as well. So
Hey!
everybody gets 1 from that encounter.
And you too, Ryan.
Do we also get?
I'm not even
Yeah.
going to argue.
Do we feel more powerful after a long rest?
You'll have to see after a long rest, I guess.
After laying naked on the ground, do I
feel
feel more
good.
powerful, Ryan?
It
I feel
is
like I could do more magic.
7:54. Let's come back at 8:02. So 8 minutes from now, take a quick little break, and we'll see you all very soon. Thank you for joining. Everybody's been awesome in the comments today. So we'll see you all in after the break in just a moment. Make sure you enter that giveaway for the reset token. And
I swear to God, if you give it to Jackie, I will end you.
get rid of Jackie's magic item. Just do it. Right. We'll be back in 8 minutes. BRB.
Bye.
No. Well, got it. True. Welcome back to the. It's always right after I click the audio as well. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway. Drew, why don't you tell us who's won, and I'll tell them what they've won. We have the token of reset. You can choose. Let's see. Kwanyan, congratulations, Kwanyan. You don't even need to email for this one, like it said. Congrats, because you have the token of reset. You can pick any player. I guess the DM if you felt like it, but any player, even Jakey who's not here, and you can do the reset on them. That resets all of their GFYs back to 0, but it also resets all of their inspos. So if you want them to have a clean slate, you can do it. We have one more reset token coming tonight. And if you really want to be a fun person, you can save it until after all of the Inktober stuff goes out. You can either really help somebody if they were given a bunch of GFYs, or really be rude to somebody who got a ton of inspos. So, Kwanyan, hope you have a good one with it. We have one more of those to come. One of them will come at the end of the night tonight. But with that, let's continue exactly where we were. And if Kwanyan, you decide to use it, all you got to do is let us know in chat. You don't have to use it tonight. No, use it whenever you want. But let's continue. XC, Emma, and Ritter have decided that it is nap time. Essentially, they just want to lay there for a moment in the dust and in the dirt of this quarry that was being mined for all of this.
Cloud looks like a cog.
That one looks like a butt.
That one, oh god, his a piece of metal falls on the ground. That one was a cog. But yes, that one looks like a
Please
butt.
grab it for me.
Should we go and find the boys? And Emma and only one of them that's actually a boy? Should we go and find the boy?
Go grab the boy.
And the boy. I'm sorry, I'm still
The
a little
boy and
groggy
co.
from the dead energy I sucked up a little earlier.
Yeah.
Can we see them from where we are?
No, they are across the broken down tower and field of fire,
Lying on the
which is
floor.
about 50 feet wide. So they're somewhere on the other side. You hope they're not under the tower.
Do hope that.
Right. Well, is
Should
it
I-
like a football field's length? Like how if we go
Yeah,
a long way?
Because the tower
In-
topped over. Yeah, so there's about a football fields where, like an American football field, a soccer's, a pitch, whatever you want to call it, a lesser sport like what's the I don't even know the name of it. Cricket. That's it. A lesser sport like that, about the size of one of those fields.
Are you proud of being like culturally
yeah,
uneducated in terms of what
100%.
happens in other countries?
I moved back to Texas. I have a legal card that just says I don't have to understand things anymore.
Sorry. Also, that came out a lot meaner than I was intending it to.
I felt it. I was gonna cry after the show, but I'll cry now if you want me to.
I love you,
No.
Ryan.
It wasn't also
I could
trying to
feel
be very stereotypical American, like
Yeah, always.
How just although on the back of that that comment, how big is an American football field in feet?
Oh, it's like an international soccer field. They call it soccer
yeah.
internationally.
Like an NRL field, Brie.
Can you
It's
please
like
stop
20
trying to
elephants.
talk to me in sport analogies, because I am a big nerd goth who has no idea what you're talking about. How many feet?
I'll tell you, it's pretty big.
It's like
It is pretty big.
it's like one Panic concert size.
Before or after?
It's
Phoebe
like-
cuts it out?
Before.
It's probably about 20 F-150s stacked end to end.
210 elephants.
Thank you, chat. I'm gonna
17
try and cast message, but it's not gonna reach across.
Yeah, you kind of point it in general all directions, trying to find where they might be. But it's not terribly loud anymore. There's a great flame, but it's not enough to where you couldn't. It's not like a roaring flame. You can still talk to each other in a regular voice. but you're gonna have to go around this at one point. You remember you're in a giant, like 3-mile in diameter quarry here that is just flat earth. So this is taking up a small section of it. It would look like a football in a football's field, you know, if you're looking about size comparison, Brie.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Why do they keep running away?
I'm honestly really tired of running, but I'm out of breath. I'm tired of splitting us up, though.
Do you know what? Maybe we should sit down and they can find us.
Okay, but like honestly, who's the more responsible out of?
Yeah, we should probably find them.
Ritter is with them, though.
Yeah, he's pretty old.
Responsible, not old.
Silver
Oh,
fox.
so he's
some
not
would
old
say.
now. Appropriately aged, I guess.
Yeah, I mean silver fox.
I mean, we could just stay here, right? Would they even try to find us? Oh God! I have a feeling they're not gonna find us.
Are we sure that they didn't get squished by the tower?
No, we are not. We are not.
That's upsetting.
We would probably feel really guilty if we just waited here for them and they were squished by the tower.
Yes. Should we check in with Ordell?
Oh,
Wait. You have the walkie-talkie, right? I mean, the
what?
you walk and you talk.
It's not like my term for it. The Bluetooth stone is much better. I don't know why.
Do you have the do you have the stone?
is it?
Yeah.
Is it still on me after
Yeah,
the whole?
you would still have it.
Right. Ashy booty to flame baby over.
Flame, baby, this is Ashy, baby, this is Flame Booby. Flame Booty here.
412. You
Ashy
also
baby,
be-
this is Ashy Booty, this is Flame Baby here.
You must also be really tired from the days of saving the days.
I
That was
actually
really hard.
have had a great day. It wasn't very difficult at all. Are you guys finished by now?
Oh, way more than demolished the tower. Yeah.
I
Just
knew
checking
that you would. I gotta admit, Elijah, he was pretty great there. So was I. The Rangers really helped, but you've got the best Ranger of all there. You've got Ritter, you've got Winter, you got Ashrin. There's no way, Ashy Booty, that you're gonna have any trouble getting that down. That's what I was telling Elijah earlier, that they don't have anything to worry about.
I grunt from like some of the pain and burns. Yeah, right. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're just kind of waiting here. Are we wanting to meet at one, or do you want us to just go tackle the next one? I mean,
Ask him.
it's so
ask him
easy.
if
We could just knock them
Elijah-
all out like in a day if we could get there in time, you know.
Oh, he's so annoying. Ask him if Elijah has any spells.
What? Sorry, interference. Does Elijah have any spells? Winter wants to know.
No, that is a good point. He did have to use his one ability to do that, so he's going to need at least a little bit of a break before he's going to be good to go.
Right. I think we kind of need a break too. So,
Tell him that we
You said-
lost everyone.
did you want to talk to him? I could just. I don't. Here, you could use it too. You know, it's not.
Okay. Hi, Ordell.
Is
It's
this
Winter.
this isn't Ordell, this is Flame Baby. Goth GF,
Oh.
what's going on?
We lost everyone. Do you know how to find them?
Wait, like-
Flame baby.
Everyone's okay, right?
Oh, there's like only a 75% chance that they were squished by a burning tower. That
Okay.
happened to you guys too, right?
What? No, we lit it on fire and then it floated there for a while, but then we left. You know?
Yeah. So what we did was probably like a little out of order. We went inside and then we lit it on fire and then we left less gracefully, I guess. But so you guys don't have any way of communicating to, like Emma or XC or Ritter.
We left them with you. What do you mean us communicate with them? Go find.
Well, thanks for the tone, Flame Baby.
I
You could have been a little bit more informative.
Ashrin, what do you mean? I told you to blow it up. I didn't say blow it up inside there. I told you I jumped in, shot a fiery thing through the hole with Elijah, and it was done, and then we just left.
I mean, that was slightly more detail than you gave us originally. Granted, not that much more.
I thought you would have had a plan. Ask if you need some help. I would have. Goth. I'm happy to help you. You just gotta tell Flame Baby if you need some help.
Okay, Flame Baby. Well, can you find them or not?
What do you mean? Do you
I'm
see
guessing
them?
he
We
doesn't
are.
have spells, and I hand it back to Ashrin.
Doesn't like one of us have a bracelet or ring? If you put something through it, it like sends it over to that person who has that.
I have that. I use it to send scripts to Joe the show.
Technically,
I guess there are better
Oliver
uses
Small.
for that. But I was really concerned about Joe's theatrical future.
Right. Okay. So that's gone. Let's just walk. We can just walk around and check instead of making ourselves stressed out, giving us anxiety. Let's just roll it out.
I thought that, because sometimes people like Elijah have message spells. Not today, apparently. That's fine.
Also, sorry, I have to do this. It's kind of a formality.
Mhm.
Ashley, what do you do, Flame Baby? Calling out, over, closing out.
Flame Baby, thanking Ashy Booty for calling out. Goth GF does not know the protocol. Please tell me if you find either their bodies or them alive. I'm very concerned over here. Elijah is beside himself.
Oh,
Flame Baby
will
out.
do.
Please tell me in the background. You can just hear.
Did he cast duplicity? Oh, sorry.
Mm.
That's why you don't use sports analogies around me.
No, I won't GFY it. I want to, but it's a D&D pun. At least it's on topic.
Look, a real D&D pun is mirror image, right?
True. Could have been better.
Can't be beside yourself. Well, you can. Anyway.
You can if you blur the lines.
I mean, fair, you be beside yourselves.
I wish I had a button for booze. I really need to work on that.
You'll make one by next time.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, you'll have it.
We begin walking.
I'll use message as like a metal detector to
Okay.
detect people,
As
not metal.
you go around
Oh, metal people.
the tower, trying to look for Ritter, XC, Emma, go ahead and roll me an investigation to find them.
Okay. Can I have advantage because I'm using message?
No, because you don't know where you're pointing. If you're not using your eyes and that's the only method you're using, then you would actually have disadvantage.
It's not the only method I'm using. That's insanity.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm going to stop arguing with you because we nearly died and I don't want that to happen again.
So you have 2 more
20,
towers
not
left, Brie.
Not nat 20.
Or
20.
one, because Ordell can handle it with Elijah apparently pretty
It's
smoothly. by
so
now.
easy.
We're going to have a beach day.
Asherin, what did you get?
I got a 12.
12. So, Asherin, you're putting most of your stuff back into your pack. You're trying to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. You didn't damage anything in the fire. As you're walking, you're still a little bit uneasy here, so you actually have a whetstone out and are just sharpening your rapier just in case. You're not quite convinced that the vampire spawn went away so easy. You didn't get to see anything happen between MXC and the others, so you're just kind of scared during this time, and so not paying as much attention. However, Winter, yes, using your message and other methods such as eyes, you walk around trying to find Emma, XC, and Ritter. You actually notice them by seeing 3 arms pointed upwards, like graveyard hands sticking straight up. However, you see them kind of move their hands every now and again, and as you get closer, you hear one say, "That one looks a lot like a cog again. I'm just getting cogs. Is anybody else?
I'm telling you, that looks like a butt, but Ritter, man, should have seen it. Me and XC were all like, and then Coax was there, and XC's like, blam, and then I was all like, pew, and he did. Pretty sure.
Yes.
That's
What
good.
he said. Pew 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 pew.
Pew pew.
You remember the pew, pew, pew.
I think
Correct.
Ashrin pulled a lever and sent everything falling down at one time, and then everything just kind of blew up from there. But we're here and we're all okay, so that's what
That was a
matters. But
Bad
wait,
idea.
where's Winter and Ashrin?
I
Oh,
told you
She
they wouldn't.
pulled the
You were
lever.
right. They really wouldn't look for us, would they?
No,
They're
they
just laying in the dirt.
Wouldn't. It just flashed back to the first episode where we're spying on Ordell, but this time we're just spying on the party. Like, you wanna
No, I think we should wait.
first? No, wait. Oh,
I think we should
someone-
wait. We should wait and see how long it takes for them to care if we're dead or not.
Did you?
Do you think they'll, Ritter? Do you think they'll come find us? Or, I mean, I don't think we need to go look for them necessarily. I think they'll come find us if anything.
You all took a
It
lot of
is-
damage. I can go look for him if you want. I'm just. Oh.
It is illogical for the larger group to go looking for the smaller group because we are easier to find.
Winter,
Good-
can you
good
like
points.
prestidigitate and like mess with them and make them like really hot or really cold? Just
I
like
could
don't
make
know
them like really, really clean.
where- Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
no, let me see. Let me think. I get out my spell book. Wait, it's not burnt, right?
No, it's you didn't get
I-
caught in the fire.
I like flick through it and I'm like, I could. It'd be like I was blowing on them, like blowing on the back of their neck, like.
Would
like that?
Emma or X even feel that though? Oh, do it on Ritter. Maybe Ritter. would
I
find
mean,
it.
I assume they still feel things, right?
Yeah.
Your bones can get cold.
They sure got
I
hot.
I can make I can make them really, really dirty and then really clean. And that might be a bit weird. Or
That would be kind
um,
of funny.
I could make it look like a. There's not a lot I can do, honestly. Very, very simple tricks.
Right. Okay. Because all I can do is cure wounds, but I have to like touch them to do that, so it's really not.
And then
funny
that's
at all.
just being nice, really. That's just making them feel better. I'll just blow on them, I guess.
To
I
be
create three little puffs of wind.
I'm sure that they made it out. They're small, they're fat. Ha ha ha! Ah, felt like a
How's
rat
that?
ran over my grave. I felt a chill up my spine.
That was good.
to be fair,
Are you okay?
What? Oh, we were just looking for the two of you.
Inside.
Ashrin, you have the bag of holding. I'm naked. I have clothes in there. Could I get some of those?
Yeah.
Please.
And I tossed the bag of holding.
Emma just like flails her arms from the ground to try and catch it.
Oh God, please don't break
At
any
1
more.
HP, just like ah.
Wait, didn't I give you 17? The other half of the lay on hands?
Did you?
I defibrillated you.
You defibrillated
that was me.
XC.
Oh.
Yeah, Emma's
Here.
just up.
Oh, you know what? And I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna defibrillate even though she's up. So I'm gonna like shock her on purpose with 17 points of health.
Thank you.
That's kind of just like how I described it in my book.
As Ashrin turns and gives Winter the finger while Emma searches through the bag of holding for some suitable replacement clothes. They're not quite as fine as they were before. They're still in the
Definitely not
same.
cashmere, but kind of like silky, but
It's-
looks exactly the same as what she was wearing.
It's silky.
I
It's
would
just
imagine.
thicker, which is less indicative of a wealthy status. It's definitely not quite as
Yeah, I'm not gonna put
prestigious.
on my really nice stuff I put in the bag of holding, because if we're gonna do this again, then there's no point in ruining more good clothes. That was cashmere.
Yeah, that sucks.
I
It's all
had that
gone.
duster for well over 200 years.
I think I might have. It's not necessarily a duster, but it's a coat. Do you like coats?
Is it really old?
I mean, yeah. I'm kind of really old.
XC, you wear a scarf, right? I don't know how important that is, but he takes his black cloak and throws it to you. Says you can wear the hat if you need for a bit.
I appreciate it. It does not help me blend into my surroundings, and I throw it back.
He kind of smirks and gives a before tucking it back in, as it was a Shatterkai version of cloak of elven kind, so it really does help you blend into your surroundings. But
It's the whole point.
Hey, friends. Sorry, I had to clear the throat. I have something that can get us to the next place. As Emma,
Is it called your feet?
no.
then we'd all have
Emma
that.
digs into the bag
You do
of
not have
holding
feet?
and pulls out a scroll and whacks XC on the knee. No.
Hear a loud
It's a
gunk from the bone on metal.
Scroll of teleportation that I was gifted.
That would have been super helpful when we were inside
Well,
the
maybe
burning
if
building.
we stayed together, we were murdering vampires and stuff.
That's
All
fair,
of
I
the
think, yeah.
vampires.
They're all
We
dead.
murdered
All of them.
of the vampires.
Wait, you confirmed that they're dead? They're fully dead.
Well, I mean,
Affirmative.
between the daylight and the fire and the
Bullets.
getting smashed to the ground like a bug.
I don't see anything else coming out of that fire, so I guess they're gone.
Well,
Coax
Ritter, now
has
you've
been
made me
exterminated.
paranoid, Ritter. Should we go and check?
We can wait here for the fires to die down, but they're gonna burn for a while. There was a lot of oil in there.
I can't even make my little house, you guys, because I'm spent. I'm like apparently casting levitate like 12 times. It's exhausting.
Emma's gonna lift up her other arm that's been laying on the ground with the shield on it, and it's just like super bright for a moment with the daylight as it begins to fade out. And she's like, I guess I
Yeah.
could have kept my arm up for a beacon, but
I counted and I cast levitate 7 times today.
Wow,
I don't.
that take a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yep.
mhm.
Saved our lives. Thank you, Winter.
Yeah.
Some of it that I usually
Absolutely,
reserve
thank
for
you.
us to have a little house. Now we're gonna have to not have a little house.
Well, we can either stay down here and have a good view of anything that might come our way. We're pretty well deserted besides this tower, but if there's anybody looking at or for this tower, they'll have seen it. We can try and leave and get out of this bowl and rest for the night, but we're all kind of tired, so I think either way's fine. It's just what we want to risk.
Do you know what? I just actually remembered it's fine and I definitely can make a little house. Because I could just,
None of what I said applies, I guess.
I could just not use the energy and I could just, cast it how I usually do, ritualistically.
Remember that on your own, did you?
It came to me. I don't know how.
I thought of it, but I wasn't going to say anything because I keep notes on the side of all of the things that we do and just little thoughts of what people say.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess I just got confused for a second because I nearly got squished by a really big tower. It was really, Emma died twice
Understand.
today. Anyway, I'm gonna. Do we want it here?
Flame Baby to Ashy Booty, Goth GF. What are we doing here? Are we supposed to head somewhere else? Or are we staying put?
Ashy Booty to Flame Baby over. It's now to me. Remember, she doesn't remember protocol. It's all on me. Anyways, no, we found them. These assholes didn't even try to find us to begin with. So, also, can I say your energy is kind of contagious because I'm kind of like matching it now. Anyways, We found them. We're
Thank
kinda
God.
gonna take a rest.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So glad that they're alive. Sorry they didn't look for you.
Kind of rude.
At least flick Ritter on the nose. I don't know if the other two would feel it, but
I just flick Ritter on the nose.
ow.
Flame baby, I died twice.
Orders by Flame Baby. And Flame Baby, don't know if you heard Emma, but she almost died twice. So
And I almost died. I died.
she died twice. It's a
Oh.
long story. We're gonna rest up.
Emma, you pretty much die all the time.
But this time I died. Like I saw the black tunnel. Like I saw it.
Did you like
I'm
ask Skelly Girl if she came back?
Take it. I'm not gonna be messenger. And then you pass it to
As she
pass it, Emma.
passes it, I walk up to Ashran. Please define why you have called me an asshole. I do believe you pulled the lever.
I did tell them that you pulled the lever. I'm sorry.
Well, that is true. And I did not understand what the levers were doing. So that was my fault for not realizing before pulling.
Correct, you're not proficient in lever pulling.
No, definitely not certified whatsoever for that. But you guys didn't try to find us after the fact.
It has been approximately 4 minutes and 37, 38, 39 seconds. Maybe after experiencing complete and utter shutdown and then being revived, 4 minutes of time to not search is acceptable.
You know what? You're not wrong.
Emma
I
points.
am- Impatient. Emma, talk. Flame Baby's on the phone. Don't waste the minutes, okay?
Let it slide. Ritter says, "Okay, look, I was there for both of the lever pulling and here for the just tired laying on the ground. We'll just call it even. Why don't we say that? I'd rather just not be mad. I'd rather just sleep. If you could start working on the hut, Winter, we'll just stay here. It protects us, right?"
Yeah, it does. And I start to pull out some like green beads from my my little component pouch and start placing them around the ground and then like
Pinta?
sucking up big. Yes.
Is it advisable that we set this up right next to this giant flaming beacon?
Yes.
We have a perfectly good arrival spot when we were teleported in. That gives us a great vantage point and safety.
So should I pick up the beads? What do we think? We're gonna walk? We're gonna walk? We're gonna walk? We're gonna walk?
That's fine. Let's do it. I'm tired enough that I'm normally very cautious, but I just want to fall asleep. So if we can get up and walk and move to fall asleep, I'm so hungry and tired. We'll just get there and we'll just go to sleep. You're right. It's better. I'm just not thinking clearly.
Do we want to? Do we sleep first and then leave, or should we leave and?
No, like Ixie said, let's leave.
Flame baby.
Skinny girl, what's up?
That's not my code name, and you know it.
Trying something new. Flame baby here. What's up?
I've got a scroll of teleportation.
Oh. They had one of those there? We shouldn't have burned ours down so quick.
No, I got mine separately.
Oh,
We killed Coax.
awesome. I don't
should've
know if
seen
we
it.
killed anybody or not. We're pretty quick in and out of there.
You should have seen it though. XC was all like, blam, and I was all like, "Pew."
Man, yeah. I do wish I could have seen that.
Yeah. Bet you wish you didn't just blow it up. Bet you wish you went the cool route and almost died.
I've been there, done that enough times recently. I'll leave that to you. But so what are you doing with that? Are you coming to us or where are we meeting you?
you? I figure we could go to one and y'all could go to the other and we just get rid of two more. Of course I need to, and Emma looks around to the rest of them. discuss this a little bit, but it's either that or we could come to you and then take on 2 towers.
Whatever, we're game for anything. You just let us know. We're gonna we're in the middle of lunch here. Elijah cooked, so we're gonna just wait. You tell us what your plan is and tell us which one you're going to, and then we'll go to the other.
The Bluetooth goes into the bag of holding as it goes muffled.
Remind me again, how many of these towers are there? 5? 4.
4.
There's only 2 left. We're like 50% done.
Yeah.
This is
Easy
a breeze.
quest.
Yeah.
Well, we could just like.
To put it this way, the longer it takes to get rid of the towers, the more you know who is gonna figure out that, hey, something's going on.
Okay, so question. Where are the 2 remaining towers? Are they close to, like, are they, they're in like 4 they're spread out like equally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they closer to each other than we are now? Are we going to be moving closer, or is it just equal distance?
Ritter.
We were sent to the furthest 2 away, and then there is one that is semi-equidistant to our current location before we head to the final north one.
Ritter pulls out his map to show and confirm what XC was talking about. For everybody on chat or on the show to be able to see, y'all just fought the one down at the Salt Lick Peninsula, so that is the southwestern one. There are 4 in total. There's one near the Drakefall Mounts, which is where Elijah and Ordell just went. There is one near Keep Lane Ruins, which is where XC just suggested that's the midway point. And then there's one right up near the northwestern side near Acton, or the tip of the kind of country there by the old Cora sign.
So we could, and then the Bloodstalks is where they're camped out, right? That's where we're going to have to head back to kill. Well, we probably should divide and conquer again and then meet in the middle, right?
Do you think we were successful this time? I have used my only sparing bullet. We have had countless casualties. You have lost all your children. I can continue through all the mistakes we have made.
But we know what to do now, don't we?
Do you?
Right, Ash?
I mean, she's got a point. Like, we know what not to do
that again.
Definitely know what not to do.
I'm also just saying that we got kind of lucky that there was no one else outside of it. What if the towers are surrounded by more bad guys? We could barely handle the bad guys inside.
I mean, to be fair, the longer we wait, that's more of a possibility.
Now that 2 are down, the last 2 may be reinforced, which means the element of surprise has dropped. Combining our forces may be a suitable way to combat the increased presence.
Okay, yeah, so maybe have Flame Baby meet us at the midway point?
Yeah, well, it's not as far for them to travel as up north, and we can teleport there.
We can go
That
wherever
sounds
they
like a
are. I
perfectly
think
astute plan.
I think we should go reunite. I think that's a great idea.
Plus, they have lunch. We could go there right now.
We could go have lunch. I can't eat, but lunch sounds good. Emma digs back into the bag of holding, pulls out the thing.
As you pull it out, he's been talking the whole time. He hasn't even known that you're gone. He's like, and then we could come around like a pincer move. That's also another option.
Flame baby.
Sorry, I just threw out like 30 opinions at you at once. What are you feeling?
We're gonna come to you. We want lunch.
I hadn't even thought about that one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, it's going to take you a while. We're pretty far away.
No,
but we'll have lunch ready when you get here.
I told you.
The scroll, that's... Oh, I didn't know if you were going to walk or just come here now.
I said we wanted lunch. I love you. You're a wonderful little creature.
Love you too.
Where are you exactly?
We are right on the edge of the mountains. We don't want to go any higher because legend says there are dragons here and we don't want to run into those.
Okay, so do you have a map?
I Has anybody got a map? No. Rook says he knows where he's going though.
Can you put Rook on the line?
Yeah. Rook, okay, so when you hold it and you hear kind of like when you hold it, you want to hold your hand right here and press your thumb on this button. Otherwise, it's not it won't translate properly. Hello.
Hi, Rook. It's Emma.
He's way
Where
too
exact-
close to it. Hello.
I'll do it in turn. Rook, this is Emma. Hi. Where exactly are you?
We are at the northeastern edge of the Drake Fall Mounts.
Uh-huh.
Where would you like us to meet you?
Let me look at my map.
DM, could you put up the map?
Well, Emma looks at the map. Exceed points to the eastern approach to the third tower.
So we're
Um,
not going there for lunch?
So with being able to see this on the screen, on the right side, you'll see the Drakefall Mounts and that floating tower right above it, right above the K and the E on the Drakefall Mounts. The tower that y'all are talking about meeting up at is on the right side of the very far left where it says the fire fields, just like an inch or two to the right of that. That's the tower y'all are talking about meeting up at. The fire fields is where you said, or Lucilla is going to see some of possibly her old friends or the remains of what would be there.
Okay, Rook. We'll meet you in the mountain.
Oh, Drakefall Mounts?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll go with you to the middle one.
Okay, well, we're on the north side of those. We went through the forest a bit, but don't go too far into the mounts, or else you're gonna have a very... Oh, I'm not close enough. You're gonna have a very bad time.
Emma,
Yes.
do you know where that is? Have you been there before? You familiar with that area?
Sure, I'm not.
Ryan, how much do I know about teleportation magic?
I'll let you roll an Arcana check on it.
I rolled a nat 20, so that's a 28.
You actually have written it down in plain common, enough to know exactly how it works, but not in the draconic stylings. That's going to take you a long time to finally actually fully write it out. However, because of your nat 20 Winter, you can write that you are going to automatically know teleport once you get to the level in which you can learn it.
Heck
Nice.
yes! Thank you. I didn't die and I learn a spell today. I mean, I
Hey.
can't do it, but I
So-
learn it.
Good day.
Okay, well, in that case, let me look up the exact wording of teleport.
So,
That's good because Emma has no idea. She just has the scroll. She's like, yeah.
Emma?
Emma has a
I-
if you were going to go on the table for teleport, for those in the chat who do or don't know, the more familiar you are with a place, the easier it is to teleport there. Emma would be at a description level of knowing how to get to the north side of the Drake Mounts.
Okay, Emma,
Mm.
do you know anywhere around there? Because you don't really, like, bad things can happen if you get this wrong.
Ritter, are you familiar with those places?
Yeah, I've been.
Boom, there we go.
Yeah, Ritter should definitely be the one.
Why? What happens
be-
if we don't?
Oh, like, we could, those dragons that they talked about, we
Mhm.
could probably end up in one of their nests, or, like,
Well, that's better than being inside of one of them.
You're gonna put that on
I'm-
me to use this
Cool.
magic to get us there?
yes.
Well, you said you've been there.
Yeah, but I've never teleported anyone or anything.
Well, today's your day.
Do you still
I
need
died
me
today.
here?
Rook, sorry, no, I need Flame Baby again.
Could we please potentially set up camp and rest first?
Hey, I'm back.
Yeah, we're gonna take a nap and then we're gonna come see you. Don't leave your spot.
Okay, we'll
Also-
wait.
Like, worst case scenario, we could die.
Bun Queen out.
Flame baby out.
Yeah.
I don't want us to die.
It's not so bad actually.
Dying
That's
is
not
inevitable.
Okay. Well, that's
no,
why we shouldn't let
Exceed, no, don't be
Emma
so
do it.
casual with this. I'll do it. I'm just saying, don't blame it on me if it doesn't go right. I warned you ahead of time. I don't know how to do this. I'm just going to read
It is
a
okay.
scroll.
How
Wait, don't
familiar
read
would you
yours,
say
Mum?
you are with it?
What'd you say,
With the
Exceed?
area?
I said, it is okay. You did not call me an asshole.
I didn't. That's right. I'm very familiar with everything south of the border that would lead to the wastes to the north. I've been around.
We should be fine. We should be
Can you-
fine. We should
you-
be just fine.
Can you read Draconic?
Let me check his character sheet because that's a good point.
Way to use that logic there, Emma.
I got that wisdom.
Hold on. I put him in a different location, so give me there it is. Character sheet. Languages known. Ritter knows how to nope. He knows how to speak Common and Elvish.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is during our rest, I'm going to say the word, and then you're gonna repeat it, and then we'll just do that. And when it gets to the final word, before we get there, I'm gonna tell you how to say it, and then point at it and be like, "This is your time to shine," and then you can just read the last word so that you know.
I got it. I'm sure that will cause no errors in magic whatsoever.
Oh, do I think this is a good idea?
Roll an
Can I roll
Arcana
a-
check for me.
It sounds like it could work. No, 16.
If he messes up the pronunciation of anything within the scroll as he reads it, it would drop his familiarity 1 level. He might pronounce everything perfectly. You know, most
You
things
know
that are
what?
translated are translated 100% accurately.
You know what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. No, it's fine. I've got this.
No.
I got a spell that can make him read it.
Oh, that's better. Because I was going to say,
Yeah.
like, him reading it wrong is better than you reading it right.
Okay.
Well,
well,
that's good too. But yeah, so we're gonna take a nap, and in the morning, I'm gonna touch your tongue, and then you're gonna be able to read it.
so, to clarify, we're not going to meet them for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Flame Baby that then, because I'm sure they're going to wait.
No, we already
Oh.
did.
Okay.
Did we? I'm pretty sure we said we were going for lunch.
I thought we said we
No,
were
I said
going for
I
lunch.
told him we were gonna take a nap.
A nap is like 30 minutes.
Bone Queen to Flame Baby.
Bone Queen, this is Flame Baby.
We're going
Over-
to sleep.
For longer than 30 minutes.
What
And-
time of day is it?
It's maybe about 3 in the afternoon or so.
So,
So you're
do
going to
you
come
want
in
me
like late at night or early morning, or
Late
you want
at
me to
night,
save
and then-
lunch?
yeah, save the lunch. We're gonna come late at night, and then
Why-
we'll be there.
Why can't we like go there and then put the hut so they can rest too and we can move together?
Because XC said we should be rested before we do this in case something bad happens.
done. I don't.
Right.
If it's not rare, it's not right.
Thank you.
Asheron, we are jumping to a potentially hostile location. Do you really think it is a good idea to jump in our current state?
I have clearly made wrong decisions the past few hours.
Also, side note, I can't make Ritter read this unless I sleep.
Got it. Right. So I don't think I'm the right person to make choices, and I was just speaking. I'm going to learn to be less impulsive and watch my words at the same time. So I'm just going to sit there with like,
Ashton, you've been doing great. I would say, and give her a pat on the back.
well,
You've been
like
doing a-
X never experiences emotions, and I clearly pissed him off. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, I thought you were referring to that time that you used the ring that was. No,
Are you-
yeah.
Well,
But you're
or you
doing
pulled
so
the
good.
lever that almost killed us all. That was a cool time too.
Ryan, there's a bunch of debris around, right?
Yeah, there's all sorts of metal.
What is the ex machina style factor of there being a broken lever next to me right now that I can hand to Asheron?
I like Ex Machinas. That's actually a 12. So there's 12 levers around.
I pick up a lever and walk over and go, "You may contemplate on this," and then turn around and start walking off towards the campsite.
I grab it and just look at it.
Hey XE, you've probably thought of this already, but can you use any of this like copious amounts of metal?
I have already collected what is required.
Yeah, of course. Should I put the beads here, or I know we're kind of circling back to the original discussion that we began about 20 to 30 minutes ago. Where do you want me to put the beads? The hut. Where do
About
we want the
3
hut?
hours ago, we arrived at a location which overlooked this area on the other side of the field. It was well protected and defendable. That would be my suggestion.
Okay. Do you want to lead the way, XE?
Affirmative.
I didn't hear any of that. Winter talks so quietly. What's the plan?
Flame baby, we're going to bed. I'll call you when we're ready. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, I'll keep your lunch. Flame baby out.
Over.
As-
He can't call me Goth GF anymore, or it's fine.
Now's not the time.
This is not Winter. This is Brie very upset that people aren't calling her Goth GF.
Just me personally.
Just like, come on, it worked so hard for this. Ritter says, okay, let's go. Let's stop. Find a place to sit, grab some food, rest, and then we'll go there as soon as we can. Good? Okay,
Good.
let's go. As Ritter kind of gets up, he does like the old man, as he has to. Let's go.
Literally, one of Emma's foot bones just she stands up. Like
Wait, do you have the sound effect, or is that Jakey who has that with the echo?
I think it's me.
As we're all pretty screwed up, you hear creaks because a lot of the oil has either burnt or overheated, and it needs some rewiring.
It definitely sounds like cogs grinding against cogs. It
was me.
Loud. That was it. Yeah, it sounds like metal grinding upon metal as XC walks. You'll definitely have to spend during your rest period, re-oil your parts and get yourself back to working order. So as the five of you begin walking your way back across this field over towards the outlook that you saw before, you know that's pretty much the road that leads into this area by one of the mountains in the peninsula here. You're certain if somebody was watching over this column of smoke that this sudden increase in volume of smoke would definitely be of note to them, but hopefully you can hide yourself up next to these mountains. It's a long walk because it's about 1.5 miles just to get to the ramp before you start leading upwards towards the top of this quarry or canyon that you've kind of been in, created by the tower here. But after about 2 hours or so of kind of a slow walk, you get there, you get up to the top of this road. Can everybody roll me a perception check?
Nat 1.
Good.
13.
16.
Turns into a 6.
It's a dirty 20.
Ashrin and Emma and Ritter, as you get up to the top of the area, Winter and XC, you begin scouting out a good place to put the hut and begin casting your ritual. When the three of you turn around, you notice that the smoke coming out of the large tower that had been destroyed and toppled over, the smoke is kind of beginning to die down. The oil's been burning for some time. There's not much besides oil in itself to burn, and it's slowly going to be running out of fire. You're certain by the morning there might not be much fire left to burn. With that, you don't see anything out in the quarry that you came from, and you don't really see anything up here on the top, but there is the road that leads this way. You can either choose to just set up your camp here near the road so you can watch anybody who comes in, or you can try and go a little further, maybe up on the side of the mountain to have a little bit more privacy so that people might not find you if they happen to walk this way.
I need to go to bed.
I don't think anybody lives around here. I think we're safe, and the benefits of seeing anybody who does come down the road might even outweigh that. I say just set something up here on the side of the road, and we're protected by the hut anyway. If something comes, we'll see it.
This
Okay.
is a better defendable location.
Go ahead.
I get the little beads out and start placing them around the circumference of where the hut will be formed, and then I start like pushing my fingers into the dirt again and sucking up the necrotic energy. Sucking up the necrotic energy that like naturally lives in the ground, and then like kind of weaving the strands of this green power together to like weave the formation of the hut. And after 10 minutes, it looks like I'm gonna try and make it look like that dusty color.
Okay. Almost
'cause
like
it is opaque, but yeah.
a quite literal dust ball up here on the edge of this plateau overlooking the canyon. Correct?
Yeah, that's the
Perfect.
one.
This will give you all a good view over into the canyon should anything come that way, and you're right there near the road to where if anything does come by, you could stop them, question them possibly if needed. As soon as it goes up, Ritter grabs his stuff, anybody else's packs it around, and throws them inside the hut to sit down. He goes, I'm tired, but I'll do first watch because I'd rather just get one long amount of sleep. I kind of woke up again in the walk over here, so whoever needs to sleep, go for it. I'll start the second watch.
I'm not feeling too bad, although I have no magic or strength or skills
No.
that are useful.
Rest. I only need 4
Now
hours. I'll be
I-
fine.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, and then without much convincing, Winter goes to sleep.
I'll
I
wake
will
you up.
take the final watch.
Good. Emma and I can take the first. Ashrin and Exie can take the second half then. Get some sleep, Ashrin. Winter, we'll see you soon. We'll
When
wake
she
you if
hears
anything
Exie's-
sounds appropriate.
When she hears she's with actually Exie, she's like, oh no. Oh no.
As everyone begins to slowly kind of wind down for the night, Exie and Emma still kind of keep a general watch, or are able to still kind of watch over things. But Ritter is just going to stay up for the first bit on his own and allow Winter and Ashrin to get some sleep here for a bit. So I just saw something in chat I have to do at one point today. I just completely forgot. As everyone is asleep, Ritter keeps watch. Exie, go ahead and roll me a perception. At disadvantage because you've had a lot happen to you today, so you're on Overwatch, but still also going over all of the fight patterns today, trying to think of what you could have done better, what you could have improved upon for next time. Doing the Doctor
my
Strange. I thought of 14 million different solutions, but only one was the solution in which we got out of there alive, and Emma had to die for it.
So at disadvantage, that's a 17.
Okay. Throughout Ritter's watch, you're certain that you don't see anything. Ritter seems to be pretty confident. After about 4 hours or so, the sun has started to go down. He wakes up Ashrin to continue watch with you as everyone else is kind of laid down for the night, leaving Exie and Ashrin up for the second watch. Both of you roll me one more perception at disadvantage for Exie still. But then if there's anything you'd like to do while you're there, you totally can.
8 plus 7 is 15.
16?
15.
15. Ashrin?
16.
16. Oh, that's where I was. So as you're sitting here, it begins to get dark, and you're certain that it's going to be maybe 2, 3 a.m. when you're going to be waking everybody up for after a full night's rest at this point. But hey, moving at night sometimes is better for stealth and security. But throughout this entire time, you don't see anyone into the quarry. You don't see anybody coming up the road. Perhaps the only people that were watching this area were the people that you eliminated, including the man who was searching the ground below the tower. You feel a bit confident before the sun slowly begins to rise up. During this time, or not rise up, the moon is high in the sky. During this time, was there anything, Ashrin or Exy, you wanted to be doing?
I believe I've completely oiled myself, and if I've got any time to convert some metal, I will.
Yeah, we'll say that's another part reason why you've kind of had disadvantage on your perceptions. So mostly you're putting yourself in a state of repair and kind of getting yourself back to normal because of your newfound abilities. This goes a little faster than it used to, and so it doesn't take you the whole night. So yeah, you could roll a d8 on your tinkerers, and then reduce it by half for however many bullets you get for tonight. And then during this time, when everybody's had their moments of rest, whether it's contemplating what's happened for the night, preparing yourself for the morning, trying to figure out what you're going to do, you all wake up a bit more gung-ho, a bit ready to handle the day in front of you as you level up. That was a big kill that you got there, since you did actually deal with all of the vamps and stuff. So you level up during this time. You don't have to do it
Who
right
dealt
now.
with the vamps?
You know,
We
technically,
did.
Ashrin
I'm
dealt
pretty
with
sure
everything.
Astrid did, yeah, when she burnt the tower
except
down.
for Coax. But you guys
We
kept them
actually-
from
we killed
reviving.
more than one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not from our point of view.
From our
But
point of
we were
view,
standing.
we were blasting vamps with daylight and smashing them. And
You do level up. You can either do that now or you can do it over the next episode. If you need to do it now for reasons, or if you have something you've been looking forward to, go for it. But at about 3 in the morning or so, Ashrin begins to kind of shake Winter awake and get Ritter woken up. As Winter, you can see the magic beginning to fade on your hut after the 8 hours. It's slowly starting to dissipate as Ritter strings his bow once more and says, "All right, Emma, we're going to go just right to them, right? You're going to just send us there? Is that still the plan?"
yep.
Okay. Help me read it, and then we'll go. And about that time, the hut dissipates. And as it does so, you all notice... You didn't notice it right off the bat. The hut kind of obscured it with its opaqueness. You could see through some transparency, but it stopped your vision for a moment. But for the first time in a long time, and it feels euphoric, you see the moon that I talked about before, high in the sky. You notice the light from the moon. You notice the stars above you. You saw them across the ocean a ways away, but now with no smoke generator, this whole southwestern half of the continent, or the country that you're in, has been cleared of the cloud makers. You see no roiling red thunderous clouds above, nothing but the cold night sky on the approach of winter. And it feels... It's hard for some of you to not almost just stop and observe the beauty of it for a moment. But for some of you, that beauty is newfound. Ritter, however, has not seen the moon and the stars in over a decade. He sits there for a moment before you see Ritter on the edge of the cliff that looks over the canyon. He almost walks off the edge before he stops himself for a moment. And he just drops to his knees and sits there before he takes the bow down and just puts his head down and touches the ground, bowing before holding his bow in his lap. He sits on his legs and just looks up for a moment. His face is away from the rest of the group, but you can see him move his arm up towards his face from behind him. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't... Sometimes you forget that I haven't seen it in a while, and it's just... Oh. It's nice. I'm ready to kill these cloud makers now. Let's do this. Let's get going.
Before we move forward, I know they're probably resting, but wouldn't hurt just to check in case anything might have happened in the 8 hours we talked to them last. But should we try contacting Flame Baby before we teleport to them?
That was very observant of you. I like that. I'm feeling much more observant too.
I'm trying to be less,
GFY.
I'll take it.
Zoom. That's over my head. Is that
Emma
the
leveled up.
Okay, that's okay. Just okay. You have the Bluetooth still, right, Emma?
Uh-huh. And Flame Baby!
Ah!
Flame Baby!
What? You hear him like scrambling over. What?
Hi.
Hi.
We
Flame.
feel better now. We're gonna come on over.
Okay. Hold on. I'll tell Rook. Rook. Sorry. He has a code name. Castle Peace. He thinks people won't know. It's obvious. Castle. They're coming. Just watch out for them. Okay, I'll get up. We saved you some leftovers. Bye.
Out. Back into the bag.
Let's go.
All right, Ritter. Let me see that tongue.
What?
Let me see your tongue. Emma grabs his tongue,
Ah,
pulls it out, and as she does, she just it's probably fucking gross, but from like the back of his tongue straight down, and then you'll see like small sigils start appearing on his tongue, with almost like this blackish purple sigil on there.
You know Winter takes notes.
And Emma's gonna start talking to him in Draconic.
He replies like a high schooler who just learned a curse word, one from all of his friends in each of the different language classes. He, of course, says, "That was so gross, you asshole!" But it comes out in several languages, from Goblin to Druidic to Giant to Draconic, and ending, of course, in the Elvish equivalent of Spanish, and just curse word. It sounds something like puta. I'm not sure, but either way, Ritter goes, "Oh," and he kind of seems to, in Draconic, he tries to speak out. He goes, "You reading? You understanding me?" Anybody who speaks Draconic can understand that Ritter speaks with absolute fluency.
What kind of accent does he have?
I wish I had done it, but I thought about making all of the, I just hadn't done it from now. I thought about making all the elves have Spanish accents, like Mexico Spanish, not like Spaniard Spanish, a long time ago. But for Draconic, his voice just gets deeper. He sounds almost, it's me, Ritter. Not Robert, it's Ritter, as he speaks. It's not Robert at all. It's definitely Ritter.
Everybody else is just.
That's pretty accurate. But if you speak Draconic, you do understand him. He says, "How is this? Will this work?"
Mm-hmm. Can you? And she's gonna write a word, in the dirt in Draconic. A pretty good curse word that our Aussie friends would know very well.
I can't imagine what you're talking about.
Oh, we can't say that word.
That's why I wrote it down.
Ah, dingo. Right.
Okay,
He speaks
beautiful.
rat folk, I see.
Well, here's the scroll. Do we have to hold hands, Winter? I don't know how this works.
Tongues does not allow him to read it, so he's still going to have to repeat after you.
No. No.
But at least he won't mispronounce it, right?
Yep.
Because he's gonna. Can I just give
You
him
will
the?
prevent him
Can I
from-
just give him the
Okay.
plain
Oh
English
yeah,
version?
no, that makes sense.
Yeah, you could tell it to
Can-
him in English, and then he can say it that way, and now he
Well,
won't mess up the pronunciation.
I
But
have
he
the
can't
plain
read it.
English. Yeah, I have the plain English version that I've written down, so I can give that to him to read, and he just has to say it in Draconic and like hold the scroll, I guess.
Yeah.
Smart.
Then, as you kind of read it off to him, he holds it. As the words of power begin to form, you begin to see the very words on the page begin to glow a bright teal blue off of them as he as he speaks and conjures up the spell, and you're like, Drake Fall mounts as you before you all feel yourselves. An almost wind pulls you forward for a second as the scroll vanishes, and he holds a small blue flower in his hand, a almost pool below his feet. He says, "I don't know what to do here, but get in if this is anything like what Comet did." Everybody, get in.
Yeah.
Ritter then throws the glass-like flower to the ground. When he does so, you all feel yourselves just like before. Rather than the typical teleport style of floating through the air, you feel yourselves almost being pulled beneath the earth before, for about 5-10 seconds. You almost feel your form become rock before you suddenly pop up and appear. But let me go ahead and roll that percentile roll. He's very familiar with it, so there's only a 24% chance this goes wrong.
No. You put that smile away, sir.
So,
It's too late, everyone.
as you
I
feel
can
yourselves flow through the rock, you are greeted by eyes of pure fire.
Fuck off.
Before your vision slowly starts to regain itself from coming through the rock. That's Ordell's flaming head in the fire, the campfire they put by. It's in the distance. You actually got very close by. They're only maybe 200 yards off, but you see the fires moving off in the other parts of the mountains nearby. As Ritter looks, says, "Did I do it?" He speaks in Draconic. I think.
Slip. Good job.
So good. You did
Thank you.
so good, Ritter.
I am on fire this morning, and I mean that in the most metaphorical. I'm ready to do this. It's beautiful here too. The effects of them destroying it is.
It might be too soon to say that you're on fire, and I like point to those guys. I'm like, "He's right. Really were."
Wow.
Does Ashton speak Draconic?
No, abyssal.
Okay. He's noticed that Emma and Winter are the only ones that have kind of paid much attention to him. He goes over and speaks in Draconic, Ashrin saying some as he taps your shoulder before walking towards the fire. He goes, "At least I didn't call him an asshole, huh?" Before walking up towards Ordell and the campfire. Ashrin, you're not entirely sure what he says, but you look to Winter and Emma as if to translate.
What happened? What's happening?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I think the spell's wearing off.
Yeah. Should we go see our friends?
Right.
As
The lever from the last hour is still in my grasp.
XC, you look up and notice that you just see Elijah and Ordell there near the campfire. You don't see Rook or the 3 other rangers that went with him here. But as you walk and approach, you begin to hear some rustling in the woods nearby.
Well, I'm definitely taking my gun out because rustling in the woods is never a good thing.
Of course. As the trees kind of move, it appears that whatever's here is not trying to be stealthy. You begin to see a leg dangle from inside the tree, a skeletal foot, before you hear an almost call sign says, "Castle, peace, I'm coming down." You see Rook and several of the other rangers in the trees pop down. "We were trying to find if you didn't go to the right place, we'd have to look for you, but you nailed it. Wow. Must have some mage among you."
No.
By the way, I got a 98, which is why you all landed so
Oh.
close.
Damn. See, it happens.
Nice.
As Ordell is kind of like rubbing his eyes, Elijah, however, is still sitting next to the fire, appears to be wide awake. Ordell says, "Hey, you're here. Good. Everything. You're all alive. We're all alive." Kind of
Got a
went.
diamond in my head.
We
Whoa.
get different sleep schedules.
Yeah, you all slept during the day. It's nighttime. You do got a diamond in your head. What happened there?
He shot me.
You shot him? Or her?
Affirmative.
Why would?
Oh,
With a
because
diamond?
I died.
And so you shot her with a diamond, and you somehow came back? What luck?
Magic.
Ones and zeros do not have luck. They
Okay.
are predetermined.
Oh, well, if you knew that was going to happen, then we'll keep that around. Make sure you shoot everybody with diamonds if we die. We left you
I
some...
mean, more diamonds.
We'll find them. Right? Right? Maybe we won't. I don't know. There's not many stores around here, but we left you some lunch. He sighs as he holds up a couple plates with some very well-cooked steaks that are well done, to say the very least. With Elijah is like, "Cook that one there. I like both styles, but I was just missing a touch of home, and so I figured you might like that one. That one's
You
blackened
massacred it?
seasoning. Well, it's got blackened seasoning. I cooked it till it was
You
black.
burned it.
Yeah, it's blackened
It's
seasoning.
not blackening.
I heard that. I heard that's what it's called, is blackened seasoning.
No, that's not how it works.
What? It's black.
You ruined this perfectly good meat.
You're gonna tell me the next time that you do some jerk seasoning, you're not supposed to just kind of pull the meat to tenderize it. Is that not what you do?
There's no hope for you.
As-
I'm sorry.
As Ordell says, okay, I've slept enough. I really didn't get all that hurt. You guys seem to have a tough time with it, huh?
Yeah, because we don't have fire.
You're made of fire. She does way more fire than Ordell or
We
than
tr-
Elijah does. Well,
We didn't plan
some.
well, okay? Flame baby, you don't need to rub it in.
Is Percy okay? I know that was.
No, Percy's deader than Percy was before. Percy's super dead.
Percy died to that
All the
machine.
children are gone.
I need see this machines like this. No offense, XC and the science. You poor. Why would you? Oh.
Science, you-
Take it. You know you earned it.
I'm
made it-
guessing that's the quote.
We made an agreement that
Yeah.
if I could
Yeah.
naturally put that in Red Wagon, I would get a inspo during Among Us. By the way, come check out and play Among Us with us every now and again. Check out the Discord.
Yeah, there's a big old update too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, new roles and everything. We'll talk about that later.
What? That's crazy.
Not an Among Us break in the middle of D&D. I'm here for it, but
Right. Now our streams are 8 hours. We play 2 hours of this, 2 hours Among Us, 2 hours of this, 2 hours Among Us. There we go.
Yes.
So, as you express that Percy died and are sad about it, Ordell expresses that he's mad about it. As happened. I'm sorry about that, Winter. That sucks.
do you actually care about Percy, or was this just a ploy for you to use some weird phrase?
Of course I care about. You cared about it. I care about what you care about.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm lashing out because I'm really sad that Percy's not here anymore. And like the worst case scenario, all of them were cremated, and I can't do much with cremation. That's what we should be mad at. We should be mad that people choose cremation.
Elijah says, "Whoa, hold on. It's very viable."
Not if you want to be undead.
Elijah, read the room.
Sorry. Well, don't want anybody to be undead. No offense. All unwilling here and necromancers.
Elijah,
It's just
read
not
the
right.
room.
Fine. Either way, we have 2 towers left to handle. There's the far one in the northwest, and there's one by the fire fields. Rook says he knows the way. I'm sure Ritter knows the way. Shall we head?
How many dead things do you think we'll find then? On the way that I could,
I mean,
Plenty.
this whole place
As many
is...
as I have bullets.
Oh, thanks, Exy. You know what? You guys have made me feel a little bit better about this situation. So I just wanted to say that I'm so glad that we're back together and that we're a family and that we're going to do this. And even though we're all a little bit strange and some of us are surprisingly less good at blowing things up than expected, I just really want to say how much I appreciate you all. And I talk for 10 minutes straight, but it's very inspiring. On account of I took inspiring leader, so you're gonna have some temporary hit points.
It
You feel
actually,
inspired?
because it has to be inspiring. Winter actually does. It's not the fact that she's saying anything particularly inspiring, but it's the shift of being so sad to picking herself up to do what has to be done that inspires everyone in the group. How many temporary hit points do people get?
11.
11. So that's pretty
Damn.
good.
It'd be really helpful if all my undead weren't dead. I'll
Even
talk to
I'm
them
impressed
later.
because you ended it with a 0010. Great
Yeah.
speed.
That was honestly the first 2 minutes was just me speaking, and then the rest was binary, just me being like, you got this, Exy.
Oh my gosh. Ritter, you could talk to XC now.
Yeah.
He could talk to me before.
No, in binary, you fools.
I talk to you in
Are you calling me a fool? I thought we had something with the pew pew.
binary is so slow though. 00111 and Ritter speaks like a normal person and is way slower than common. As
No, Ritter, you need to improve your translative matrix and speak at a level of easily understood aspects like 0110111100010.
you pull the like Bender going back in time, fast forward thing. This is as he goes. I understood that, but my accent must be a bit rusty. So if I
Was that
say
an attempt at a
before,
joke? Rusty.
yes, it was. I'm a jokester.
This is hard to watch. I hate this.
I've got no idea what he's saying, but like I was feeling really good, and I thought everyone was really inspired, and this is really bringing the mood down.
I agree. This is bad.
Rook comes over and says, "Okay, thank you for the speech, but if we're gonna use cover of darkness, we should go now before it gets daylight. We're gonna have a long day's run."
How many of us are there? Elijah and Rook do not get temporary hit points.
Oh,
It's just 6
wait, hold
people.
on. You choose the 3 of Rook's friends before Elijah and Rook.
They don't either.
Okay.
I only get 6, so
Gotcha.
it's the 4 of us.
Got it.
Right? I count. No,
4
5
of you,
of us.
Ritter and
Ritter.
Ordell.
No. Yeah.
Got it.
So that I make them not be here. Like I don't want to. I don't think there's any amount of uses that you have on it though. I think I just have to spend 10 minutes with each group. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna announce to everyone. Okay, guys. Before we go to bed, I'm gonna start hosting like empowering sessions. Actually probably best in the morning because before we go to bed, that's not that helpful. It'll just it won't work. But yeah, so like I'll put a schedule out and I'll start running some self-help classes every morning.
So how
So I
long
break them
does
up into
Inspiring
groups.
Presence last?
It lasts, I believe, and you just have it. You get 11 hit points.
Temporary?
Once per short rest. Yep.
Oh,
Just
cool.
until they
I would
go,
assume
I
it's until they rest, I guess.
Once per short rest, you can do it
Okay.
to
Yeah.
them.
Normally it also says on there for how long it lasts, but I'll check that later. We'll say they have it until they rest for now. But yeah, so are you going to, as you're walking then, inspire Rook, Elijah, and the 3 other rangers? Is that what you're
Yes, I
saying?
am.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
It really doesn't say. It says you can spend 10 minutes inspiring your companions. I don't really get any other benefit from this, and it's a feat. So I think you just have it until they're gone. You spend 10 minutes inspiring your companions, shoring up their resolve to fight. When you do so, choose 6 friendly creatures, including yourself, within 30 feet of you, who can see and hear you and understand you. They gain temporary hit points equal to your level plus your charisma modifier, and a creature can't gain hit points from this feat until they finish a short or long rest.
cool.
So I think I can stack it after short rests
Cool. Yeah.
if you don't lose them.
I think Arcane's saying that it lasts until it goes away, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's real good. It's way better than I
With
thought it
short
was.
rest, I can do it again.
Perfect.
So depending on what you guys are interested in, like, you tell me what you want out of this relationship, and I can help you understand how death can free your souls.
I'm observing of how
Oh.
inspiring of a leader you are right now. It's just I observe
Thank you so much. I'm aiming to start a cult. I'm just going to be open about that.
I won't be a part of it, but I'll be your friend still.
Yeah, it's mostly for dead things. So
Rook comes over
You're
to
undead.
Ashrin.
my bad, Emma. Seriously, that was rude. 3-finger death cult. Absolutely.
Rook comes over to Ashrin and says, Ordell told me that you're more of the level-headed one in the group. There's a few routes that we can take here. We could try and stay near the Drakefall Mounts instead of going into the forest. It's easy to get lost in the northern forest. We can go over the mounts, which I don't recommend because of dragons and drakes. Or we can go around it on the south side, which is safer, but takes longer.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Based on actions that I've taken currently, I wouldn't say I'm the most level-headed one anymore. You could defer the question possibly to XC. He is the more strategic, as he has a background in military.
All right, I'll go ask the Warforged. Rook essentially poses the same question to you, XC. Says we could kind of skirt on the northern side. We could go through the forest if we wanted to on our way to the fire fields. It's easy to get lost in this forest. The mounts are great, but there are also drakes and dragons. If you go south, it's a lot safer. You all basically came in from the south in your first trip here into the country. So you know what that has, but can be less safe. It's safer, but it just would take longer.
I believe the statement or saying is, we are on a clock. We need to get to our destination as quickly as possible, because defenses will start mounting once the other 2 have been discovered to be destroyed.
That was my thought. Well, we could save a day if we go over the mounts instead of around them to the north side. Just have to be very careful for drakes and dragons.
Have you done this path before?
There is a crevice that leads between 2 of the taller mountains. We can maybe go that way. I have not traveled here with more than 2 people, and so I've gone here, but we were quite stealthy at the time. Going through here with everyone will just have to go at a careful pace.
Understood. You know this area better than we do.
There are enough of the rangers here, and I suppose the human has some skill kind of looking over towards Ritter. We could probably slip through undetected. Right then. We're going to go over the mounts. Everyone stay close. My rangers have gone through this area. What of you? Ritter says, I've done it before. Just by myself. He goes, us as well. We'll keep to a tight group. go as quickly as we can. We're going to go between those two mountains there, as he points his fingers upwards. He goes, stay in the crevice. Try not to ever be above too much rock. The dragons patrol these areas, and it's not good to get caught out. So we'll move quickly, and we'll be out of these mountains in a day. We'll move under nightfall and get as far as we can. But is everyone ready?
I'm
Ready?
Right then.
Ready. Also, don't forget to keep an eye out for dead things.
If we see
Agreed.
something
Same
dead,
here.
we'll let you know. There will definitely be charred corpses on these mountainside as Rook pulls out his knife.
Oh, that's a new one. You haven't had charred corpses yet.
No, do you think there'll be a dead dragon?
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
I don't know if I can do anything with that. It seems like I wouldn't be able to, but I could try.
Or maybe
Ryan.
together if we tried together.
Alex?
Is Ryan gone?
Hello?
You've lost the
Your
camera.
video for us went out, but that's okay.
Oh.
I think it's still up on the stream.
Yeah, it's on stream.
Oh, that's weird. I'll try and put it back up for y'all, but okay,
Hey,
yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Weird.
Seemed like you just turned your video off for us.
Yeah, that's what it looked like on Discord. It was, I just turned it back on and it was fine. So Rook points out on Ritter's map where he intends everyone to go. Y'all are essentially, like I said, near the K and the on the right side of those mountains. So that that one mountain there that looks like it has two peaks, that's the kind of left one of the three mountains on the Drakefall Mounts. You're basically going to go try and go between those two peaks to save a day's worth of travel to try and get near the fire fields as quickly as possible. So as you go, he pulls out his knife and he gets low to the floor and he casts Pass Without Trace. They're basically going to cast a line of Pass Without Traces to get you through this between him, his three other rangers, and Ritter. They should be able to keep it up for the good majority of the time. It's 30 minutes each. They can each cast it twice. There's 5 of them, so there's a good 5 hours where they can have it. They're going to kind of call out when they think it's going to be needed and try and use it at the right spots. So with that, everybody roll a stealth check. Add 10 to it because you're going to have Pass Without Trace.
27.
27.
30.
Oh, wait, hold
20.
on.
27.
30, actually.
For Ritter and the Rangers, that's a 34.
There's a reason that Emma and Exie are working together.
Nobody got below a 20, correct? Perfect. So
Never existed.
during this nighttime, when you're walking, you all are as quiet as possible. This is when you're climbing up the mountain to get to where it's going to be in between the two large peaks. So you're trying to be as quiet as possible because whatever's here would probably be asleep. And so you find that to be best. As the sun slowly begins to rise, Rook says, we do have one advantage. Normally we can't see the dragons or the drakes because they fly above the clouds, but they have no cloud cover now, so we'll at least see them coming. So, good. All right, go. There's a small tree that you're all kind of huddled before he says, all right, go and run on by there. You get up to where the start of the kind of crack between the two mountains is. He goes, it's going to be about 5 hours for us to get across this part here. Dangerous rock. We know the train will get you through as quickly as we can, but eyes to the sky, all right? It's better for you to trip and hurt your chin than it is to not see something coming. Everybody, eyes up. Everybody roll me a perception. And
I have good perception. Because I took a feat.
a feat? I took 2.
A feat.
Oh, that's a nat
9.
27.
27,
18.
9, 18.
21.
Ooh, nat 20?
Nat 20.
Nat 20, solid. As you're walking, then, everyone is fairly on edge as you walk through these mounts here. Rook explains it's not just dragons, but it's drakes specifically that prowl this area. More drakes than dragons. He's never actually seen a dragon because they're mostly above the clouds, but you can always hear their heavy wing beats above the clouds, and you can kind of see them like bellow out like waves on water. But He's never actually seen one here before. XC, you're actually able to help the group at one point as you're going down. You see a kind of cluster or a what would be almost a pack of drakes at one point. They appear to be blue drakes here on this mountainside. They're tearing apart some unlucky wolf or dire wolf that happened to be here on the mountainside. You can see their mighty fangs almost crackle with fire and electricity as they're biting into the side of its flesh. Because of that spot, you allow everybody to go up and around it by calling it out ahead of time without having to stop and fight what would be a very, very not fun foe as these things tear apart this wolf. With that save there, as you're walking across this area, everybody roll me a stealth check one more time. With the plus 10. Brie, your eyes.
I'm gonna use an inspiration on that.
Okay.
That one.
Ooh, good call.
27.
27.
26.
27.
27. XC?
29.
29. 28 for the Rangers. And what'd you get, winner?
26.
26. Solid. As you're stealthing across this area, XC, with your kind of eagle eyes and overwatch as you're walking through here, at one point you're moving along before you hear it, before you actually see it, before you tell everybody to stop briefly. You're just going through this tiny crack between the mountains, and people are about to exit and make a dash for the next rock area, but you say, hold on, and everyone stops there for a moment. It just somebody might have mistaken it for a heartbeat, but you have none to mistake it for before it gets louder and louder very quickly. Does anybody have nature or animal handling as a skill they're proficient in?
Animal handling.
You do?
Randomly enough, I do.
Okay. Roll me an animal handling check.
Okay. So 19 plus 5, so 24.
You are absolutely aware of what you see above you. A cloud jumper dragon with its wings spanning nearly 150 feet from one tip of its wing to another. These dragons typically stay up to the frozen north, but their reach and their home is, or their hunting grounds are so large because of how quickly they can travel with their massive wings. This blue dragon that quite literally is rumored to ride the lightnings flaps its wings overhead. Those of you with hair can feel it stand up on the edge of your arms, and like static electricity around you, it begins to float up above you before this thing. You hear that the rumors that they do ride the lightning, though, you know, you've heard of them enough. You know that they just like the cold above and the warm feeling of the static beneath their soft underbellies as they travel above the clouds. Perhaps it's hunting, perhaps it's wondering where the clouds that it so loved went. But with XC stopping and your stealth all remaining high enough, it doesn't seem to have spotted you as it flies off from the south and away to the north.
Goodbye, dragon. Goodbye.
Everyone looks up before Rook says, I did not know that was the kind of beast we would have seen here. I might not have suggested this path. Let's go very quickly. As
Very big. It's a very large dragon.
Rook ushers everybody to hurry quickly to the next crevasse before it possibly could come back and spot you. And so everybody hurriedly does so before you get now across the side of the mountain and are heading down the slope. You've made it across. It'll be probably in the evening before you actually make it all the way down the mount. It was a hard climb, but with guides who were able to take you the way and rangers who have this as their preferred terrain, you're actually able to move without having to slow down much on this mountain at all. You can spend one day to get over this mountain with no issues. You all were very, very quiet, and nobody had any slip-ups thanks to inspiration. As it nears the evening, you can begin to see the sun set, and once again the moon and the stars rise in the sky. At the base of the mountains, you're now on the western side of the Drakefall Mounts. you're not going to be too terribly far off. Ritter pulls the map out and tries to estimate about how long it will take. He's going to roll a general survival check. I think we can get there if we hurry. I think if we can keep this speed with all of us who are familiar with the terrain, kind of leading and keeping things going, we can go quick. We can get there in 4 days, I bet. The mountain was going to cost us a lot, but 4 days we'll be there. Stop here, sleep for the night, head out in the morning. Does anybody have anything besides a direct route they want to take? I think that we should just get there. You can see kind of a determination in Ritter that you haven't really heard before. He's normally the cautious one, but he's like, no, if we push it, we can get there.
That sounds good. I think we need to do this as quickly as possible.
Good. All right. I'll take first watch then. I'll try and see if I can hunt something. For the next 4 days, is there anything anybody wants to be doing specifically as you're making your way towards this tower? Winter.
Yeah, me and sorry. Good.
I'm gonna be casting Tiny Hut as a ritual every night that we go restivize. Now it can only hold 9 creatures. That's enough, right?
One person will be out of it, but usually somebody's
so
awake.
Whoever's resting, yeah. So I'll do that, and I'll also hold my my necromancy empowerment dogs, and stack up some temporary hit points.
Good. Emma.
Emma's gonna be staying up with XC, particularly for this day. Gonna be giving XC a bunch of spells, since we didn't really use anything. And I'll go ahead and just throw it out there. There's 2 4th level inflict wounds.
Nice.
Let's do 3 3rd level inflict wounds.
That'll work.
And you know what? Why not? 3 2nd level inflict wounds.
Your bullets got very good with your tape. How much tape do you have left? Or is that it?
I have 21. I haven't used any of the new tape I've been given, so that's a good start.
Cool. Perfect. As y'all are preparing that, Ashrin, is there anything you're wanting to be doing during this journey?
Probably take one of the days to address the tension that she feels with XC.
Okay. On that second night, you all have traveled further into the Black Forest, where you've traveled before. And with the tension of being in this dark forest, and just you don't want there to be tension between you and a close friend, before you set out your sleeping roll, you decide to walk over to XC and clear the air.
XC, are you busy?
Always, Ashrin.
Do you have like a couple minutes for me?
I do not own minutes, but I can be here to listen.
Okay, Emma, shut up. Go. I know you're doing spell tape. Go away. Actually, I just wanted to apologize for calling you an asshole when I was the big asshole for causing a lot of issues. And my assholeness is like probably on a scale of 1 to 10, probably a 10 with the ring and the tower. Mine was probably a 10, and your assholeness for not checking on us for after 5 minutes is probably like at a 2. You know, so I just wanted to say sorry, and I'm gonna be more mindful of my words.
Understood. I think you need to understand that if you want to say a negative towards me, to not use a biological term, I do not have an asshole, so it does not reflect well on me. You can instead refer to me in a negative sense as a shiny butt plate, if you would like.
Or a lug nut.
But didn't I say mind your business?
I'm here, and you're gonna like it.
Fine.
This man saved my this wonderful creation of things has saved my life.
think in many ways he saved all our lives. But okay, shiny butt plate. If I ever offend you, however, I plan not to. So
Understood.
again,
Have you spent
sorry.
the last few days learning how to use the lever?
Well, and I kind of just take it out of my back pocket and like, it's kind of hard now, but I'm getting so familiar. I'm becoming scared. So next time I see a lever, I know not to touch it.
Understood.
Right.
As you biologicals would say, apology accepted.
Thanks, Sexy. We also hug. And I start stepping awkwardly closer, arms extended. I go in for a
Human contact is not advised. Programming detonate. Contact with other than maintenance or combat is.
Okay, well, thank you, XC. And I just take my own hand and I shake my own hand. And I'm like, okay, thanks, Sexy.
You know, another good one is gear grinder or oil sucker or I don't know. I'm sure there's tons of them.
Or spineless bone.
Yeah.
Right. Gear grinder is a good one. Right.
Ashrin and XC both earn an inspo for one apologizing and one for accepting an apology humbly. Let that be a lesson to you viewers. Apologize for things. I'm sorry.
Or be like
for
Emma and
all
just
the puns.
be annoying in the background.
Yeah.
On the wall.
As you all trot through the third day, going through the Black Forest. Oh, Winter, yeah.
Do I find any corpses?
We're getting to it.
Also, clarification on what I mean by stacking. You can do it after every short rest. So I should be able to stack 2 a day and then they reset after the long rest,
Cool.
I believe. So we should be able to you should have 22 temporary hit points, not 11.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Got you.
Yeah.
Usually 10 hit points don't stack, but we'll do it until otherwise told.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure because I can do it after a short rest and then after the long rest, it resets.
Yeah, but it's just 10 hit points as a whole generally don't stack from multiple sources, but I could be wrong on that. For now, we'll say yes, that it does, because I'd rather you have a cool thing than not. But yeah, so
Ryan,
yes.
Is this going over multiple days?
Yes,
Or
this
is
is 4
just
days
for the
travel.
one night? If that is the case, then Emma would absolutely help find corpses with Winter.
Working on it. As you all are traveling through the Black Forest, you're midway through your third day, so about halfway there, when, as you're walking through the forest here, Ritter stops and looks at the ground before he picks up some of the fallen leaves. All of the trees here that have their black onyx bark and their jet black leaves, for having gone through fall and now winter, the leaves have begun to turn an eerie gray color as they fall onto the ground. As Ritter picks up a leaf and takes a look at it before he says, he seems to keep his thoughts to himself for a moment, doesn't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it, but I just think we should be wary. We've come across... Before he stops looking forward, he pulls his bow off his shoulder. Winter, you see several corpses lined up along a tree, all sat there as if sitting around the tree waiting for something. A great large tree here, an onyx bark tree that has maybe about a dozen or so bodies all sitting around it, all of them still with their gear on. Nothing seems to be taken from these corpses that sit here. They also didn't seem to have been disturbed. It's like they all died just of age here next to this tree, all sat here untouched for some time. Before Ritter says, I don't think that we're alone again.
Do they look like they died of old age?
Yeah.
And I cautiously examine the bodies. I don't want to touch them just yet.
Yeah, if you want to go up and investigate,
Yeah.
you totally can.
Could
Yes, please.
Emma help with that investigation?
Yeah, if you want to give her advantage on that. Emma, you can also take a look at things.
Using medical knowledge and also maybe a little bit selfishly wanting one of them.
20.
20. As you take a look here, even the bones themselves seem to be older than what you would expect for to have been here in the Black Forest. It's almost like predating the war. These are calcified bones that must have been here for hundreds, if not thousands of years, set untouched and undisturbed, which is odd for to being a forest, let alone in a tomb or something like that. As words mythologic described it, old as balls.
Old as balls. Can I'm gonna I'm gonna speak to one of them. And say, what happened? What happened here? How'd
You
you
hear a
die?
sudden shaking of leaves nearby. All the fallen leaves, a pile erupts outwards. Ritter pulls an arrow to his bow and aims towards it, afraid. But you see a familiar face, this time no longer in a colored maned, but grayed and diluted. An almost hound made of moss, a familiar friend that you're not exactly happy to see again.
Not comment.
The hound looks up at you and says, I know that voice. You come to my domain again.
Oh, hi. Hey. Are you using these bodies?
Begins circling around your group. Rook and the other rangers hold their hands to their knives at their hilt, and he says, no, they tried to play a game just like you all did, but they did so poorly.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it went that well for them.
It didn't, and now they sit here, boring, next to my tree. Sad, really.
Oh, is this your tree? It's a very nice tree.
All of the trees are my trees.
Is this one particularly special to you, or?
Well, it's the one that they died at, so I'll remember it for a while, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you come back here? I thought I gave you a kingly gift.
It was super, super nice. We really, really appreciated it. We're just passing through.
Would you care to play another game?
Do we guys? do we wanna
Emma's
play
looking
again?
right next to you.
Oh no, that's okay.
Come on, it would be so fun. You were one of the few to answer properly. These other ones, dim-witted raiders that come through here, know nothing. Riddles
I
and
think-
games.
It would probably just honestly be really selfish of us if we were to play again, because we've already won, and it would be rude for us to, I don't think it's the right thing to do. We leave your games and your wonderful fun for. I'm pretty sure we saw some people back there that were gonna come that probably would like it.
Also, we have to go kill a vampire.
That is super true.
A vampire? Which one?
Metal one, Ignis.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
he's one of my least favorites.
See, we'll go kill him.
Worst.
The worst.
Maybe you should play with him.
He does not
Have you
live in
played
my
with him?
forest and hasn't visited in some time.
That's so rude.
Agree. I do wish to play games with him. One of the few to actually win, much like you all.
He won.
He did. He did.
Did he also win a necklace?
No, that necklace I gave was one of a kind, one that I won in a game myself. I give him a ring.
Oh. Do you remember what the ring did?
I don't think it was of any consequence. I never put it on myself, but he seemed quite taken with it.
Mm.
I have other rings if I still could entice you to a game.
We're in a really quite a big hurry, but maybe we could borrow those former contestants and we could swing by and see you again after we just real quick kill Ignis.
But these are mine now. They're in my forest. They lost. They're mine now.
That I'm so sorry. I didn't understand. That's why I was asking if you were using them, but obviously you are.
Is that the
I'm-
price you would ask?
No. I wouldn't want to take you away from your friends.
Oh, they're dead. They're not my friends. They're dim when alive and more boring when dead.
Oh, so you aren't perfectly attached to them.
No,
So I could just take them now.
that's not what I'm saying, and I begin to think you're misunderstanding me. You sense a bit of anger in his tone as you're trying to deceive him out of these corpses. Roll a persuasion to see now if you're able to refuse his game and remain polite.
We got really well last time too, didn't we? That's gonna be 24.
Just go then, if there's nothing that I have for you to entice you to play.
Exy stands up and takes a step forward. Perhaps we can supply you a riddle instead.
I'll take that. What do you offer?
What do you need?
I will just pick one item. Not living, not dead. I won't kill you like them. I respect you too much. I would just take one trinket of yours of my choosing. I would sniff it out and find that I would like it.
Would you like to, if we were to play the game, would you like to choose the item before we play?
I'll choose after, I think.
Yeah, that seems right. So then what if we win?
I'll give you one of my rings. Did you like the amulet from before?
I like
I
your
look at-
jowls.
Thank you. They're kingly amongst my kind.
Emma's
Do you-
just having like a No,
Oh,
Emma's
I was
just
like,
having
do
a
you
moment
touch him?
inside. No, Emma's just having a moment inside her head, just like sweet little baby.
If you like that, then I'm sure you will like the ring. Or,
I look at
better
everyone else.
yet, I will tell you the location of a treasure far beyond what I keep in my grove.
We really should be murdering a vampire, though. Can we come back to the game?
I will be waiting.
I like that. I like that better. Do y'all like that better? Because, I mean, we're kind of like on a timetable of murdering this vampire and, destroying things and just like,
I understand. Sometimes you must go, but if you come back, I will have a good one for you.
It was lovely to see you again. I could only describe our interactions with you as positive.
Thank you. I have been... Go ahead.
As a gift then, purely because we have met again, here is an ancient riddle you can attempt to solve in your own time.
Please.
How easy is it to count in binary? And then Exy turns around and walks away.
Ooh, I will like to think of that. See, bows his head. He seems to almost disappear into the leaves below.
One day I'm gonna get to play with those jowls.
You see the corpses still sitting around the tree and no moss hound to watch your moves.
I am going to walk away from those dead bodies.
Perfect. As you all
Quickly.
continue your walk over towards the tower, nearest the fire fields, several other days pass, and on the horizon you can see the tower looming, as that seems like a solid place to stop for the night. Thank you everybody for watching tonight. I hope you had a lot of fun. Drew, why don't you go ahead and do that giveaway so we can see who wins token number 2.
Think creative.
Hey, Think Creative, you get the reset token. Make sure, can we get a recap of everyone's inspo and GFYs? This is important. We will do that. Think Creative, you win the the recount or the reset token, which will set everybody back, or not everybody, one person back to 0 inspos and 0 GFYs, good and bad. Remember, if you did any Inktober art in the Inktober art on the Discord, say, hey, I did X amount of them. I want to give however many inspos or GFYs and to which players. If you did 10 and you want to give 2 to Winter, 2 to Emma, GFYs, and then you want to give Ashrin 6 inspos, go for it. Just let us know in the Inktober thing. Thank you everybody who did participate in that. As far as GFYs, I'll give a recap. I have 3 GFYs. Ashrin has 6. Emma has 2. XC has 6. Ordell has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 10. And Winter has 2. How many inspos does everybody
winner.
have?
Good job. Go us. High five.
I actually have 10 inspiration as well, so something good will happen to the DM when I choose it to. How many inspos does everybody else have?
I now have 2.
2.
Winner. Look at
2.
that. 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
2 for XC. Ashrin?
13.
13. Solid. Somebody really wants to make Jackie just sad. Reset her.
Can you claim them now, Jackie? Can you?
No,
Yeah.
but I do get
Question?
magic items. I do. I was trying to save it for everyone else.
Well,
but
you'll have to do it next session because this one's over, you know? So
Immediately. First thing that happens. Just
Before anything.
recap. Just
Before
like, I'm
reset.
claiming.
Mosshound
My
comes back.
info.
He's like, by the way, you dropped this, I think. Ordell. Yeah, I don't know what Ordell has inspiration wise. He usually uses his pretty quickly for magic items, so I think he's out, but he's got 10 GFYs. So thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you go check out the Discord and the Inktober stuff. Thank you for everybody who participated, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.